What's up, party people? And we are back with a brand new edition. Yes, welcome. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Jen. I'm your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption to work in your favor. I already know if that sounds good to you, so go ahead and click the follow button or subscribe button wherever you're watching from. Also, hey Erica sister. Also, if you're interested in having me if you're interested in having me manifest for you, then I will go ahead and, all links are in my bio, okay? But if you want me to manifest for you, I'm good at it. And also, I will also be, if you want one-on-one coaching with me, also grab a link in the bio. Spots are filling up very, very fast. So if you cannot find a spot, hey besties, I love seeing all the familiar faces. So I manifested my SP back from no contact to fully living with me in a matter of 4 weeks. So I'm here to help you do the same. Okay, it is a super power of mine to find out where you're going wrong so you can get your shit right, so that we can get your SPs conforming, today. Also, I do have a new live event that I'm going to be doing on April 4th. That is going to be, thanks girlfriend. That is going to be, it's going to be about releasing your negative emotions. So if you're interested in releasing your negative emotions so you no longer have resentment, anger, hurt, fear, sadness, guilt, all the good shit, all the bad shit, towards your SP, and you're ready to let that go and dissolve anytime. So therefore, you can move forward in your relationship, plus also release it all the way back from, your subconscious mind knows the first time you experience the emotions. That's the fun part, is learning how to listen to a random thought that pops into your head when you ask yourself a question. Okay, that's a good one. We should do that today. Okay, so go ahead and register for the event. Also join my free WhatsApp community, and I go live here every day at 10 o'clock Pacific time. If you ever miss a live, I always post it on the tube of you the same day or next day, depends, on TikTok. And if you're watching, the links are in the description below if you're on YouTube. Okay, but go head on over there, subscribe to my YouTube channel, play my lives, they're long as shit, and help me get my watch hours up so that it will push my videos out, which we're going to be talking about today. It'll push my videos out to help people realize that it's about leveraging the law of assumption so that they can get their shit right, because there's a whole lot of frauds on the internet, which I'm going to talk about one of them today, which sadly it didn't surprise me, because to be quite honest, it saddens me who it is, and to the extremities of it, but it didn't surprise me, because I've actually been talking about her for the past 2 days on my lives, and then lo and behold, I manifested that shit right now. All of a sudden it came to the light, because I'm always telling you guys to watch people's stories and what it is that they say, and if you pay attention to stories, okay, you want the fucking tea? I'll give you the tea. We'll start with the tea. Hey Lisa. It's Sammy Ingram. Sorry, it is, which is what's sad, because you're right, people do look up to her. But, first of all, I've been talking about her for the past 2 days, because I realized as I was looking through her stories that in her stories, and she openly admits it, that she was broke and she was affirming for $500 a day. Well, how do you think she made that? You're teaching manifestation, and yet you don't have any money? So your followers are what got that for you. On top of that, I told you guys to pay attention to comments being left. That was also confirmed, that she was having people go and leave comments with fake ass success stories about manifesting money and SPs. And there's receipts. There's receipts on all the shit. On the fact that she openly is telling her friends and having a good little giggle about it with her friends that are no longer her friends. I don't even think she has any friends anymore. But they're having hey, Glitter Sparkles and Unapologetically Me. But she's having a good little giggle with her friends on how people are paying her to manifest their exes back. And that's because they're desperate. They're so desperate that, hey, you know what? They're making her rich. And she doesn't give two fucks about none of her people. None. Zero. In fact, she thinks it's funny and amazing that she's preying on people's desperate needingness to manifest your SPs back. She thinks it's hilarious that you guys are willing to pay her for it. In fact, she's doing so well that she's planning to up her prices. Yeah, it's disgusting. It's fucking disgusting. So I felt that you guys should know, because if you guys are buying into her bullshit, now you guys know. Now you know. It's my job. I don't care if I lose followers over it. Do you really think I give a shit? No, because I have an obligation to my people, to my community, for you guys to know the truth about the people that you're following, the people that are out there taking your money and not giving two shits about you at all. So that to me is insane. It's insane. I mean, there's receipts for days on it. And this is from her supposed friends, because of course, who are you going to be honest with, right? Your friends. And yeah, and so to have people leave fake comments about manifesting SPs back just so they can go ahead and, you know, get it and get their money, and then laugh behind their back and then call you guys desperate and vulnerable and all that shit. Yeah, very disheartening. And apparently she's a racist. Go figure. Go figure. So there's that. Oh, Glitter Sparkles and them very much know who it is. Yeah, they're the ones that my admins actually is the ones that brought it to light, because they were sent the receipts on it. So it's all over Twitter. Apparently, I don't go on Twitter. It's not my shit, but apparently it's all over Twitter. She's very hot news right now. And which, you know, she should know that in anything, you're, yeah, exactly, Angela. If anything, she should know that you should collect receipts, never give them. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, well, that's just bad business 101, is you should never want your business in the streets like that. So you should probably keep your little things to yourself, because it's fucking stupid. And yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Terry. Sammy Ingram, don't follow her, unfollow her. In fact, if you're following her, because she's phony and fake. And it is sad, because there's, like somebody said earlier, is that there's, you know, she's got 500,000 subscribers, excuse me. She has 500,000 subscribers. And so now I have no doubt she bought those too. I have no doubt she bought those too. And so now I have no doubt she bought those too. I have no doubt she bought those too. Ever. So she was alive. So yeah, so there we go. So you heard it here, okay? Like, I lost over 100 pounds in 11 months, no diet, no exercise. That's how I got started in the manifestation community. Then I manifested my SP back from no contact to fully living with me in 4 weeks. So now I teach on that. Okay, I also teach on business success. I still coach hundreds of entrepreneurs. Thanks, some kitty girl. You know, it's like, what, 990 something now on how to grow their businesses, right? Because this is something I've done. Like, you know, I don't need to do a little bait and switchy switch. But let's talk about that, Moles. You had a little fight with your SP. Now you're left on red. Moles, what part of shut the fuck up don't you understand? What part of that is unclear? Because I'm pretty sure, thanks, Weber. I'm pretty sure that I'm constantly telling you guys to shut up. Shut up. Like, there should be no reason why you're arguing. My routine for manifesting my SP was to, I didn't have to change how I viewed him necessarily, because I always viewed him as a good guy, right? I always said that. Even after we broke up, I never took that from him, right? Some people get petty and they want to act like he's not a good guy anymore. But I was like, no, we had no problems in our relationship. So I always told people, I said, no, he's a really good guy. So I didn't have to change my assumption of my SP or recreate him necessarily. I peppered in some things. But thanks, Jolene. However, basically, so I affirmed, and I affirmed in steps. I found it very hard to live in the end when you were in no contact, right? So I started affirming in steps and started just going out and just creating a baseline routine. I did the 5x5 method, the one that I taught you, 5 minutes a day, 5 times per day. But then outside of that, I would still affirm. Even if it wasn't for my SP, I would affirm for anything, so that I controlled my thoughts. So I would affirm as much as I could throughout the day because I know myself, right? Just like I tell you guys have to know yourself. It's really easy to to have inner conversations that go against what you want, right? And I don't know why, it's just that way, but it is easy to just find yourself going down this rabbit hole of what ifs, but not like good what ifs. So instead, I affirmed, so I didn't have any of that damn time. I didn't have any of that time to get out of it. That's right, Venetia. That's right. That's what I do. That's why I always say you should all affirm for movement. Hey, baby girlfriend. Because then that's what I did. I told you guys what I affirmed for. Plus, since there was gutter trash, I affirmed for gutter trash. And then I did all of it. I did all of that. Outside of the law of attraction crap that I started with, right? When I decided to ditch that, then I went with just solely manifesting in steps because it worked a lot faster. And then when I got the step, that I continued with that step. I never dropped the step until it was like natural for me. Then so this is the thing. I never had to go like say something. I never had to. I dropped all of my affirmations when we started, to be quite honest, when we started hanging out all the time. You know why? Because I just assumed relationship, right? So I was like, well, job done when it comes to that. So let me move on to the next step, that he's so in love with me, he wants to live with me, right? And then I stuck with that affirmation. And then when that one I wavered on a little bit because I couldn't figure out how that would work, right? I just couldn't. To me, it was like I couldn't see the how. And so, but I just kept going. But then I would get confirmation in the 3D, and this is where this is why I tell you guys, this is where the discipline comes in, is I would get confirmation from my boyfriend on the last leg of my manifestation on living together. But then I was like, well, keep going. Because then I would ask, like it would be like the day before, right? And I would ask, and then he would pull back or have an excuse. And so then it would slide back. And so I was like, no, persist. And so then finally I said, nope, forget it. Persist. And then it went back. Then I got my manifestation. And then a series of events, because this is why I tell you guys that even though you get your manifestation, you must persist beyond that, because you want to make sure it's an actual assumption now. It's something that's you just know and expect. Okay. Same with, like I told you guys, when gutter trash leaves, okay, and you get confirmation of that, you still need to persist in that, because you're not doing it. You're only doing it for yourself, to make yourself distract your mind instead of wondering if it's really done, because then you take her out of the dumpster and bring her back, and you don't want to do that. So you still must persist, okay? And because then it doesn't, even if it slides back, it still moves forward and you still get what you want, but you have to persist beyond getting what you want. No matter what you see. I assigned meaning to everything. Nothing had meaning unless I gave it a meaning. Period. Like I was I guess delusional in that sense. I didn't obsess over it, but I just assigned meaning to fucking everything. Everything had the meaning I wanted it to have. Instead of, because you have to realize you don't know what it means. If in essence, you don't. So you may as well give it the meaning you want it to have, because you really don't know, right? So it's like, let's say you do a drive-by and you drive by your SP's home and you see another car in the driveway. I don't even care if you know whose car that is. Let's say it's gutter trash's car sitting in his driveway. You still don't know what's going on inside, right? Unless you're a weirdo and have nanny cams everywhere in his house. So you still don't know what's going on inside. So instead, what do? Instead, you give it the meaning you want. Like, oh yeah, they're inside right now completely arguing and she's packing up her shit. Right? because you have no confirmation otherwise. So you may as well give it the meaning you want instead of being like, oh, she's there. They're probably having dinner. They're probably snuggled up on the couch watching Netflix. Like, you don't know that either. So instead, I choose to give it a negative meaning, the meaning I want it to have, right? Like, oh, they're fighting. Yeah, they're totally fighting. That he leaves, oh, he's going to have a miserable time. You know, anything like that, because it helps you out. It doesn't help anyone else out. It helps you keep yourself on track, because again, you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. So why are you questioning everything? Why are you giving it a meaning without it having that actual meaning? Like, you're assigning meaning to something that you don't want. So instead, I got really good at assigning only the meaning that I wanted to everything. It's just natural. I was like, because you're doing it to protect your feelings. Understand that. That's what you're doing, is you're doing this to keep you on track and to protect your feelings, right? Because do you feel better about thinking that they're arguing inside his house? Or do you feel better about thinking about them watching dinner and eating ice cream together on the couch? Which one's going to make you feel better, right? So that's really why you're doing it, is to make yourself feel better. You know, they leave you on red. Do you want to sit there and does it make you feel better to assume that they're ignoring you? Or does it make you feel better to assume that, oh, they're just fucking busy? Clearly, they're just busy. Of course he read my message. Why wouldn't he read my message right away? He wanted to hear what I had to say because I'm important to him. But he's just busy right now. You know what I'm saying? Like, your feelings are what's at stake here in essence, like and it pushes out. So it's like, if you were to look at it that way, like, is this thought making me feel good or fucking not? If it ain't making me feel good, then I should probably flip that thought, because I don't want to think that shit. Oh yeah, Moles, that's really, have you fucking not been listening? Yeah, that's a really good meaning to give it. Yeah, he's irritated with you, so that's why he can't be bothered to text you back. Bye, Diamond. Enjoy your meeting. Enjoy your appointment. So do you understand, Moles? How is that a good thing? Because let me tell you what's happening here. Is as long as you think he's irritated, well, guess what? Now he's irritated at you. And he can't be bothered to text you back. Well, he's not going to text you back. Like, why would you do that? Why would you do that? Because it doesn't make you feel better to think that he's irritated by you and that's why he can't be bothered to text you back. Do you know what that's saying? I'm not important. Clearly, I'm not important because he can't be bothered to text me back. That doesn't help you, bitch. What does help you is telling yourself that he's just fucking busy right now, but he's going to text me back in one hot ass second because he loves me and he can't get enough of me. That is what helps you out versus irritation. Hey, Danny. You see what I'm saying? Do you see what I'm saying? Stop that nonsense. Stop that nonsense. Maybe. That's why we created the WhatsApp community, because most people are not open. Most people are spiritually asleep, right? They're not open to the idea of manifestation, which is why a majority of society walks around town letting life just happen to them and does nothing but complain about their life. That's a majority of people in society, is they do nothing but complain about their life. Well, why? Because they're letting life just happen to them without realizing that their thoughts affect their reality. But you know, Mimi, I always like to have a little fun with my friends. If they're like, yeah, okay, that sounds delusional. Well, test it for yourself. It's hard. So be like, hey, you know what? Go ahead, test it for yourself. Okay, choose someone at random. And let's say she has a boyfriend. Your friend has an SP, right? Or a family member, a coworker. Say, choose someone at random and tell yourself just a couple times that they're going to wear a certain color shirt. Go ahead, let me know when they wear that shirt. Then she'll call you back and be like, okay, I don't think you're delusional anymore. She'll be like, okay, tell me more about this shit. That's always the best part. It's always the best part. When was wavering? It was, I am good, Danny. When was wavering? It was hard for you to get back on track. Positive affirmations. No, it wasn't candy cakes, because the second I asked or the second I thought opposing, I affirm. Like, I really got disciplined at, I'd rather just fucking affirm than waver. But if I wavered, I would get right back on track and be like, no, nope, he's someone loved me, he wants to live with me. He's someone loved me, he wants to live with me. And I would get back on track, okay? This is not something that you stop doing ever in your relationships, ever. I'm not saying you're going to robotically affirm your life away throughout your entire relationships, but it's something that you will find yourself doing throughout your relationship, is affirming through certain things. So it's like, let's say your SP says he's going somewhere. If you find yourself questioning that, then you affirm, right? So you're not wavering and selecting a different version. If you feel like your SP has a bit of an attitude, then you affirm. So therefore, the attitude dissipates, okay? So it's different things like that because you're in control. So when you realize that, then you start, there's different things where you'll affirm because I don't like this right now. Something feels off, we'll say, like they're acting funny one day, right? And so they could just be having a bad day at work, but it doesn't matter. We get in our own thoughts and take things personal, especially women. Women take things personal. Because a lot of men are not like, I'm having a bad day and let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? A lot of men are not like that. Women, on the other hand, certainly expect men to listen up right away because they're having a bad day, you know? And then you want to tell them you're a whole shit. And they're like, and then you get annoyed because they're like, that sounds awful. But they really don't give a shit, right? They're just like, oh, okay. And you're like, you don't even care. Yeah. Because they don't, because it's your problem, right? But if they're having a bad day, they're not necessarily the communicating type where they'll necessarily just like spill the tea, right? So then you affirm. So you don't get in your thoughts about it, so that you're not taking it personal, right? And so there's different times in your relationship where you would affirm, like moles. We'll take moles, for example. They were having a odd conversation. Well, what I would have done at the end of that conversation is affirmed. Okay, I wouldn't have had to reach out again. What I would have done is just affirmed, because then it course corrects, right? Everything that you're doing when it comes to your SPs, if you find that their behavior is slightly off, then you affirm, even in a relationship, because that's what keeps it moving forward and what keeps it growing instead of sliding fucking back all the time, because you're in your thoughts again, right? We can't do that anymore. So since you're now consciously manifesting, it's all about, I need to affirm whenever I'm feeling some type of way, whether it's in my, especially in your relationship. So you're not verbalizing shit, trying to pry information out of them, and so forth, because you want to know and you're taking it personal, because the more you ask questions, the more you're going to get probably an answer you don't want to hear, right? So it's like, you may as well just internalize the shit and just affirm. It's fine if you want to be like, are you having did something go wrong at work? Like, let's say they come home from work and they have an attitude and you're like, did something, and they're quiet or whatever, not their typical self. And it's okay to be like, did you have, how was work? Did you have and he's like, I had a bad day. Okay, then you just leave it at that and affirm. So you're not taking it personal, right? Because now you're taking their distancing, quote unquote, personal. We don't want to do that, okay? So we just affirm for what we want so that our mind stays in check. I know, I like that saying. Watch, he will. Yes, he will. Can't I just decide he's busy? Yes, you can, Moles. You can totally just decide. You should just decide that he's busy and texting you right now. That's literally what you need to do, is tell yourself that. You don't have to affirm for that. You just, it's about assigning, for things like that, it's about assigning meaning to it, right? The meaning you want to it. So if they leave you undelivered, or they leave you unread, or they're not talking to you, it's about the meaning you're choosing to give it. Instead, and you don't have to affirm for it. Like I said, you just give it a certain meaning and be like, oh no, this is what it is. Instead of making assumptions about why they're not texting you. I mean, you very much could be right, but it doesn't matter. I want to be right about what I want to be right about. So I'd rather sign a different meaning, so therefore he reflects that meaning instead. Hey, James Bunnin. Hey, Pepper. I know who you are, Rich. Good, Pepper. What I want you to do is stop suffocating your shit, just like I told somebody else. Don't worry about it. Let it go. Drop it, and just know. Be like, nope, it's all done. It's all done. He views my stories, then stops, then views again after a few days and playing songs that we used to jam. That's good, Hazel. That's good. That's really good. Don't worry about the few days shit. No, he views my stories every single day. All day. Every day. He views my stories. Okay? You need to tell yourself what you want to hear, right? And of course he's playing songs that used to jam. Yeah, that's because he's trying to get your attention. Right? Look at him always trying to get my attention. That's because he cannot stop thinking about me. He cannot stop thinking about me. Okay? Hey, Amelia. With them. Min, you're seeing your SP tomorrow. Are there any affirmations? Well, it depends. It depends. I don't think you need to, like, if you're seeing your SP tomorrow, in what context are you seeing your SP tomorrow? If it's like on a date or he's coming over to hang out, then I don't think you have to affirm shit, right? Other than the fact that it's going to go great. We're going to have a great night. Like we always have a great night together, right? Every time we're together, it's like nothing else matters, right? You just need to tell yourself that type of stuff. But if you're meeting up to like talk about your relationship, then that's different. If you want to drop a comment, let me know what you're meeting your SP and what context, then I can guide you on if you need to affirm or not for that, okay? Okay. Yes, Mimi. They literally are. They're short answers. How was your day today? It was all right. When they ask you how your day was, you lay it all down. From the time you woke up to the time you are talking to them. Everything that happened. And oh, you're not going to believe what Jackie, who they don't even know, it's a coworker. You're not even going to believe what Jackie said. And then they're like, oh, God. Get to the point. Men are mostly get to the point type people. Amelia, take a look at your two descriptions of your SPs, okay? SP2 that you're talking all the time, you need to take that description of your SP at SP2 and pop that into SP1, okay? What you know about SP2, you need to pop that into SP1, okay? So it's like if you know that your SP2 is going to be taught, that your SP2 it talks to you, then good, pop that shit into SP1. Okay, because then you'll start getting SP1 conforming to do the exact same things that SP2 is doing. Okay, but I promise you somewhere there, your description of the two is not the same, or what you know about the two is also not the same. So we need to change that. Yes, you can do it at the top. You can do the photo method. You can do it as often as you want. What do I still affirm? What I affirm is for marriage and and perfect boyfriend, best relationship. Okay. Yeah, Moles, it will work for you. Of course it will. Duh. So I affirm for both of those. Now, depending upon the situation, but I'll affirm for both of those. Again, to keep my thoughts in check. And I have a rampage. I do have a rampage. I just actually wrote a rampage a couple days ago. Yeah. To keep me in check with certain things. When I forget my exact affirmation, I should repeatedly think everything works out. And I was going to want. Yeah, Aya, that's what I would do. And you could always, there's notepad apps on phones now. That's what I did. I wrote them down. That's where I tell you guys that it's you should stick with your affirmations, but they should be 4, 5 max that are your foundations. For your affirmations, and then you can always pivot as the course of your relationship progresses. Then you can pivot those. But what you don't want is to have 15 different sets of affirmations, because it's about saturating your mind. It's about repetition. And if you have so many, then you're not repeating them all. So instead, I take the ones 4 or 5 that are the steps in your relationship, right? And that's where a lot of you guys have to remember. Manifestation in steps is what works fast, but it's called steps for a reason. So you should be affirming in the order of your relationship, right? So he is so obsessed with me. I'm all he ever thinks about. He's always calling and texting me. These 2 first ones are the ones that lead to contact, right? Because if he's obsessed with you and you're all he ever thinks about, then he's going to contact you, because you're also affirming for contact. He's always calling and texting me. That's contact. Now, what's the natural progression of a relationship? He's constantly spending time with me. Okay, that's the next one that you affirm. In this order. He'll do anything to be with me right now. Now that's relationship, right? So it's in the order of the steps. Okay, like walking up the steps, okay? That's how your affirmation should be formulated, is in order. Okay? So therefore, and it depends on, some people have a certain belief that like you need to be married before you live together. If that's your belief, well then married, it needs to be a step before living together. Other people, the majority of society doesn't have that belief. If you don't have that belief, then that's great. Then he wants to live with me is the next step after relationship. Right? He's so in love with me, he wants to live with me, right? Because now you're in a relationship, now the feelings get caught, now he's falling in love with you and wants to live with you. The natural progression in a relationship. And then after that, he wants to marry me right now. Right? Natural progression in relationship. Versus a lot of your affirmations be completely out of order. But I'll affirm till the fucking wheels fall off, if I need to, because I want to keep my mind in check. I don't want to give anything another goddamn option to get in there. I don't. It's easier for me just to affirm. You're never on my. I'm tired, guys. I'm tired. The meaning I've given it is that conversation died. He's irritated and I'm left on red now. Okay, Moles, why are we digressing here? Why the fuck are we digressing here? How on earth did you start with less than that to I'm going to give it the meaning that he's busy or sleeping right now, to now the meaning I've given it is that the conversation died, he's irritated and I'm left on red now? How the fuck is that benefiting you? So I'm going to ask you again to get a fucking grip and to give it the meaning that you want it to have. Not what you're, not the meaning you want it to have. Why would you want it to mean that the conversation died because he's irritated and left you on red? What the fuck would you do that for? For what? Did he even tell you that? That's a funny thing. See, he didn't even say that shit. But you have to understand that when people have at some point in a conversation, someone is getting left on red. Someone is. At some point in a conversation, the conversation has to fucking die. So why do you keep saying all this shit when he did not message you back, obviously, so now you're choosing to assume that he's irritated? He didn't even tell you that shit. And here you go. Well, he's irritated. He very probably is. But why do you want him to continue to be irritated? Or do you want him to be over that shit? Like nothing I do bothers him. Nothing I do bothers him. He never gets mad at me. For what? Never gets mad at me. I could do no wrong. I could never do anything wrong in his eyes. That's what you should be telling yourself instead of being that he's fucking irritated with you. Good. Oh. And let me fucking tell you. All right, I will take a look at it. I'm gonna get all these local calls. I'm the one coming over because I'm going to a conference and he lets me sleep over. Okay. Oh, it's you. Okay. So I mean, if anything, I would affirm something like, okay, so you go over to the conference and he always lets you sleep over because you're in his area, right? Is like, no, he loves it when I sleep over at his house. In fact, he completely loves it when I sleep over in his house. He wants me there all the time. He literally wants me at his home all the time. He's constantly inviting me over to spend the night, right? Something like that. And you're in a relationship. Yes. You don't have to affirm for a relationship. You just have to tell yourself and assign the meaning that, of course, why wouldn't I spend over? That's what boyfriends do. Okay? And just do that and put yourself in a relationship. A lot of you, yeah, Taz, you're right. A lot of you are coming from obsession. But the only thing you should obsess about is new version of your SP and your affirmations, right? You shouldn't be looking at it like you're obsessing over this person. Because you want them to be obsessed over you, not the other way around. Where you separated yourself from everyone while getting your SP. How I put myself being a badass. You know, but Flashy, you don't have this issue either, right? Like, I've never had low self-concept. Like, I've never had that. Not like I can think about. Well, I did, I guess. Yeah, I did when I was drug-induced in my abusive relationship. But I was young. Not young, but I was like in my early 20s. And so when I separated myself from from people, it was like I did not have to put myself being a badass, because I always viewed myself as a bad bitch. Like, you know, I've always had that notion of just being a bad bitch. Like, my confidence in myself has always been quite well. Oh, because I've dated some hot ass fucking men in my life. Where my friends would always be like, how do you get the hot ones? I was like, because it's me. But I've always had that confidence level, just like you have that confidence level, right? And so that's just who I've always been, which is why when you guys see gutter trash appear and things like that, if you took a look at them, you'd be like, yeah, okay. No confidence defeated here. You know what I mean? And that's kind of how I looked at it. So that's why I wasn't triggered. I was like, yeah, okay, no one compares to me. And I firmly believe that because I've always been the person who has stood on my own. You know, when I made the decision to leave my child's father while I was pregnant, I also made the decision to take care of my daughter on my own, or I would have stayed, you know? So because of that, I've always had my own stuff. I've always been the provider for my house. You know, and people would move in with me. I can't call them a roommate because that would be implying they paid rent, and, and they never paid rent. But I'd have friends live with me. Ironically enough, they were all guys. I'd have guy friends live with me for a long time. Never paid $1 in rent because I've always had my own home. Okay, and I've always been that person that they knew they can come to because I always had my own shit. And so I never viewed myself as less than any fucking thing because I came from the ground up, right? And I was been a full-time single mom since my daughter's, well, since she was born, or in the womb, technically. But I made that decision and I made it consciously, okay? So it was something where I was like, well, sink or swim time, bitch. And so that's how my first business got started, right? Because I was like, I'm on state assistance. And state assistance is not shit here, okay? That's not a lot. And especially when your daughter prefers the bougie formula. And so I made the decision, I got to do something. And so I actually was really good at financials. And so I ended up, and really good at filing taxes and getting the maximum return for people. So therefore, I kind of fell into that business. At that time, Craigslist was a big thing. And that's how I got all my business. And I grew really, really fast. And so, yeah, that was such a long fucking story. You guys know all about my life now. But I made the decision I would never go on that shit again. I'd take care of my daughter, and she's very well provided for. So, you know, there's that part. So that's why I've never viewed anybody as competition. I've never had any insecurities in relationships because I was like, please, find a better bitch than me. I don't think so, especially where we live. Where we live, like I was talking to somebody that lives in LA. And where we live, it's not cheap to live where we live, right? And so that's where I was like, well, how old do you have to go to meet a man who doesn't live with his parents here? I was like, I'm not going to date an 80-year-old man. At what point in time do men in my area get out of their parents' shit, right? Because it's expensive, but come on, go get 2 jobs, Jesus Christ. You're 40. That's how it was with my ex. And I got a lot of male friends that are my age that still live at home with their parents. I was like, so there's that. I go on ramble sprees, as you can tell. Essentially, I have your message open because I was literally going to respond to it, but then I had to go live. Yeah, it was Sam Ingram. Yeah, you shouldn't follow her. Because I talked about it actually in the beginning of my live. So therefore, anybody, I love how you say spam in your name. Oh, yes, she does. She does. Very much. I won't go down that whole rabbit hole again, but if you're new here and missed the whole scandal, she preys on your vulnerability. She loves the fact that you're so desperate to manifest your SPs back, and she's happy to take your money for it. Oh, and here's the best part. I forgot to tell you the best part of it is when her friend said, but do what you say works. They said, Sam Ingram, They say, her friend says, does what you teach work? She gave this emoji. So, and she gave it 3 times. The whole like, I don't know. I was like, oh, okay. And then she hopefully, it's very out there that she parrots information on the internet. She goes and watches other videos. And yeah, it's big on TikTok. It's big on Twitter. You can look it up and it'll be all about her. But she goes and looks it up on... She goes and looks at other people's videos and then parrots the information. But clearly she doesn't manifest because she doesn't know if what she teaches works. It's like, oh, man, bitch. Again, there's this thing called screenshots. So why people, like, you could have had a whole ass phone conversation and probably been better off than typing that shit out. Just saying. Because I said, I'm in the business of collecting receipts, not giving them. Okay, Adrian, I will talk. I will respond today. She was. Whenever you start anything unethically, it always backfires. I don't believe in karma, but you're going to get caught if what you're doing is a lie. You know, like, they say what is in the dark must come to the light. There's that part. Okay, so, just saying, be careful. That's why I tell you guys, be careful. Sammy Ingram. Just be careful what you're out there consuming on the internet. It was sad because people said, what do I think about her? I said, I like her content. I like her attitude. I like her style. That's what I said. I won't take away the fact that I think she has decent content. But to sit there and, prey on people's vulnerabilities, well, that now I have a problem with. Because that's fucking bullshit, right? But therefore, I guess she's in that category now of psychics and tarot card readers. She's no different. Where they prey on your vulnerability. And then they are happy to take hundreds and hundreds of dollars from you. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. So, anywho, we'll move on from her. But, just saying. Can somebody reach out to Michael and see how he can get in the WhatsApp group? Oh, yeah. Michael, send me a text with your phone number. I guess that's fucking stupid because if you send me a text, I'll have your phone number. But just say WhatsApp group so I can add you myself. I should be able to add you myself manually if you can't get in. Okay. Sierra, your SP told you he didn't want to be with you after you thought you were making your way. Okay. So let's go back prior to when he told you this, because you're never blindsided, okay? It may feel like you're blindsided at the time, but if you were to go back in your thought process 24 to 48 hours before he told you this, I'm willing to bet if you're honest with yourself, at some point, whether he did something, said something, or didn't do something, or didn't say something, or maybe there was a change, even if it was a temporary one, at some point you could have only said it or thought it one time. You, at some point, questioned the relationship. Or questioned his feelings towards you. Somewhere you questioned something prior to him confirming. Because all they do ever is confirm. That's all they do is confirm. So somewhere you questioned it. Okay? So that's okay. Because you can always undo it. You can always undo it. Like, absolutely not. He absolutely wants to be with me. He wants to be with me and only me. He wants to be with me forever. Oh, I got it. So I will move you up. Okay, so somewhere you questioned it, and unfortunately that's the problem. Okay, I'm scared I'll lose my job. How do I prevent it? Ooh. And I have been spiraling, crying. I have been anxious for 4 days. Did I mess up? Well, Laura, I don't know why you would be spiraling. And I don't know why you'd be spiraling and crying. Crying, fine. But I tell you, your thoughts should never match your emotion. Should never match your emotion at all. Okay? It's fine if you're crying, but your thoughts should not align with that emotion, because it's the thoughts that push out, not the emotion attached to the thought. So instead, I don't know why you did that shit to yourself for 4 days. That's a long ass time. Now, I don't create assumptions in you that don't benefit you. So am I going to tell you that you messed up? No, but you just slid it back. Okay? You can never mess up manifestation unless you don't get back on track. Right? It's as stupid as taking a wrong turn down a highway and you just keep going. No, you turn around and you head on back and you get back on track. And then things pick up where they left off. Okay? It just stalled. That's all it did. But you could get back on track. But this is where the discipline comes in, is you should not at all be spiraling for a number of days. Okay, for a number of days. You shouldn't, because it's okay to cry, right? It's totally okay to cry. That's a natural emotion, especially when it comes to your SP. Okay? But you're in problem state. You need to get out of problem state. Okay? You need to be in everything goes my way state. Okay? Like, everything in my life is perfect. Everything. Tell yourself that. Everything in my life is perfect. You need to get in that state instead of problem state. Because when you're in problem state, it seems to be one thing after another, after another, after another. There's that saying too, when it rains, it pours. If it's not one thing, it's another. That's where those sayings come from, because you're in problem state. So this is why you're spiraling about your SP. Now all of a sudden you're scared you're going to lose your job. You can't do that. You have to shift yourself out. So if you're crying, I want you to affirm through the tears, everything in your life is perfect. Everything in your life is perfect. Or everything always goes my way. Say that one. Everything always goes my way. 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 So you're in that state instead of, well, shit, my life sucks state. Okay? We want to get out of that. And you can't think about losing your job, okay? Because everything is you pushed out, right? So your thoughts push out. So the more you think you're going to lose your job, guess what? You may want to start looking for a new one. Because the more worried you are about losing your job, the more you're going to create that. And unless you want that, no. So instead, what I would tell myself every day I go into the job is, no, I'm the best employee they have. I'm the best employee they have. In fact, they're giving me a raise. I'm the best employee they have. They're giving me a raise. I'm the best employee they have. They're giving me a raise. Tell yourself that instead, so you can keep your job. Okay, but you stop spiraling. My SP said she's uninterested even though I treat her like royalty. Okay, Mohammed. You can head on over to my bio and click the link in my bio, and there's a tip for Venmo. If you go ahead, since you like to treat women like royalty, just kidding. It's not necessarily about how you treat her. Okay? It's kind of like, let's look at it this way. It's kind of one of those, like, you're trying to buy her love. Okay? You can't do that. You can't do that. Okay. This is why you can spend all the money in the world on somebody. But if you don't change your assumptions of that person, then it doesn't matter what you do. You could buy this bitch a whole ass fucking house. It ain't gonna matter. It isn't gonna matter. Because at the end of the day, they're not interested, right? This is where sugar babies come into play. Or sugar daddies, one of the two, right? It's a mutual arrangement. Sugar daddies absolutely know the sugar baby's intention. They absolutely know it, right? So they're totally fine with that. They're totally fine with dishing out money and taking care of them and so forth for what they get in return. They don't want commitment from they don't want commitment from them. Neither do the sugar babies. Sugar babies have no interest in them other than what they gain from the relationship. But they both know this. Therefore, it's fine. But for you, if you want your SP to be interested, it's not about, I'm going to just buy her shit and she'll be interested because I bought her a gang of shit. No, you have to tell yourself, oh, she's absolutely interested in me. She's in love with me. She absolutely is into me. Like she wants a relationship with me. I'm the love of her life. You have to start telling yourself that about her. And then she will reflect that. But if you're not necessarily assuming against that, but if you are, you may not necessarily be like obviously affirming against that, but if you're questioning if she's interested, like let's say you buy her something and she's like, oh, thanks. And then you're like, did that gift mean something to her? Like, does she like me now? Then now she's going to reflect no. Because you're questioning if she's interested in you. You're questioning if she wants to be with you. You're questioning her feelings towards you. Therefore, she reflects what you don't want. Mm-hmm. What you don't want. And that ain't the fucking vibe. So stop doing that. Do I say he is perfect boyfriend or friend? Do I manifest friend first or boyfriend? You manifest boyfriend. Ren. You manifest boyfriend. Do you know how many people are in here that are friends with their SP but are trying to get to them to be boyfriends? Yeah, because no, you want to manifest a boyfriend, not friend first. No, a boyfriend. Because then you don't, it cuts the red tape. Okay, because the second you get put in that friend box, well, now you have to consistently affirm the opposite versus, no, I have friends. I don't need another friend. So boyfriend, right? I have plenty of guy friends. I don't need another one. Okay, so it's things like that. Yeah, CC, that plus he's always calling and texting me. You have to add movement. There's no movement in those two. But those two are designed to lead to movement. Okay? So then you get the movement. And then you persist in more movement. And then commitment. But affirm all at the same time. I have had emotion today. I have been crying. While crying, I affirm. I'm affirming instead of what I feel. Good, Brittany. Good. That's all it takes. That's all it takes is to affirm through the tears. Adrian, if it's not one thing, it's your mother. I might agree with that statement. Yeah, Taylor, see, that's what happens. That's literally what happens. It's one thing after another after another. Your subconscious mind will drum up problems. Drum up problems. I was talking to one of my entrepreneur clients on the phone today, and he was like, girl, I got he was like, girl, I got tea for you today. And it was like, if it wasn't one thing, it was a fucking other with him. And I told him I should get out of that state. He's like, I am. He's like, because that's not, he like, can you imagine doing this? He had they're selling the mom's house, right? And they had a lock pad on the door so people could just get in there and view the house whenever they wanted. And you know what he did? He gets notification that somebody is in his place, and it keeps going off. So finally he just decided while at the gym, and he had ignored it, but finally he was like, oh, let me just see at the gym, let me just check out the camera. And it's one of those like cameras where you can talk through it. And he sees on the camera somebody moving the shit out of his place, like the furniture and shit, like moving stuff out of his place. This fucking dumb thing. And so he's yelling in the ring cam while he's yelling in the camera while he's at the gym, like, hey, put that shit down, motherfucker. And then of course he took a picture on the cameras on the ring cam of his license plate. And so they called the cops, and you know, nothing is an emergency anymore. They came hours later and find out it's a realtor that was stealing his shit. But then all of a sudden he went to go take his dog to a daycare. What is with you guys and dogs? I mean, don't get me wrong, I love dogs, but to take him to a goddamn daycare? He goes to take him to a daycare and drops his dog off and goes to get back in his car and it won't start. And it's like key fob not found. And he's like, oh. So apparently he had to now Uber home and get his key fob and come back. Then later on, he had a technical issue when he was going to do a webinar. And I was like, 3 bad things. He's like, so that's how my 24 hours went. Hey, kitty cat. I have been trying to affirm, and the 3D is slow. Is that correct? No. Well, it depends. The 3D can appear slow, but it speeds up the more you discipline yourself. Okay? The more you discipline yourself, it speeds up. I've been thinking about this when I was manifesting, well, in anything. And when you screw it up, you don't screw shit up. You just push it back, right? But whenever things would slide back, it would take 1 to 2 days to get right back on track. That's what I found in my life, is it took about 1 to 2 days to get right back on track. Okay? And it didn't matter where it was, whether it was weight loss, whether it was SP, money, didn't matter. It took about 2 days to get right back on track. And so that's all you have to remember. That's all you have to remember and say, okay, it's fine. I got this. But the more you persist, the more disciplined you become, the faster shit manifests, because you are disciplining yourself. You are getting a grip on your thoughts. And the more you do that, boom, 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 boom. Robin, reach out to me. Have we spoken? Because if not, reach out to me, girl. Mohammed, you need to change your assumption of your girl, of your SP. Okay? You need to change your assumption of your SP. You need to start telling yourself that, no, she absolutely is interested in me. In fact, she wants to be my girlfriend right now. Right? You have to start telling yourself that instead of questioning if she's into you, questioning if she likes the gifts, instead of trying to buy her love in a sense. Okay? Because that's what a lot of people do, is try to buy their love without just assuming that they absolutely love me, right? Because then that's what it becomes, because you want it to be, natural and not circumstantial, not transactional. There we go. You want it to be like a real love, not transactional, right? Where she's in a relationship with you because you buy her shit. Like, no. No, she wants a relationship with me right now because she loves me, for me. Okay? And the gifts you get her are a bonus. Okay? But that's why it doesn't matter how many gifts you give somebody. If you assume they're an asshole, or they're rude to you, or they don't want to be with you, that ain't going to change. It doesn't matter if you buy her a Ferrari tomorrow. It ain't going to change. She's going to take the keys and be like, still not interested. We won't talk about my godforsaken hair today. It's a mess, and I don't know what's wrong. Okay, but that's what you have to change. Is you just have to look at her differently. You have to believe that she wants to be with you right now. Okay, is it he my perfect boyfriend, or is it I have the perfect boyfriend? Oh, I say he's my perfect boyfriend. A son. I say he's my perfect boyfriend. Yeah. Hey, Ryan. Oh, I've not even eaten today. Oh, that's a lie. I had one chip. Yes, Ren, for the 10,000th time, you can manifest contact. But all this is for all of you. You need to stop telling yourself that you're blocked. Stop doing that. Stop telling yourself that you're blocked. Because, like, the more you check to see if you're blocked still, unless you're affirming through that shit, your thoughts are aligning with the fact that you're blocked. Okay? So I tell you guys, if you're going to check for shit online, like if let's say you're blocked right now and you want to check and see if you're still blocked, well, before you go snooping, start affirming. No, she's obsessed with me. She is so obsessed with me. I'm the love of her life, or whatever. She is so obsessed with me. She's always calling and texting me. She is always calling and texting me. She's always calling and texting me. Why your whole ass on Instagram trying to see if you're still blocked? And then if you find you're still blocked because you can't find her, she's always calling and texting me. She's always calling and texting me. She's always calling and texting me. And then snap out. That's what all of you should do if you're looking. And if you cannot help yourself but snoop on their social media, then you need to affirm while you're snooping on their social media, because you have to remind yourself your subconscious mind has no idea what you're looking at. It has no idea what you're looking at. So give it the meaning you want. Affirm through it. Affirm through it. And I don't care what you see. I don't care if you look and they post a picture of them with gutter trash. Affirm, 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 and then back out. That's what I would do. Okay? Because if you don't, I guarantee you, the second you jump on Instagram and you go to search to see if you're blocked still, and you get confirmation you're blocked, I'm pretty sure that you're like, fuck, I'm blocked. Damn, she still hasn't unblocked me. Okay, well, that's all your subconscious mind knows now. Congratulations. So stop doing that. All of you guys need to stop acknowledging that you've been left undelivered, on red, that you're blocked, X, Y, Z, and the third. You need to stop doing that shit. Stop telling yourself that. Okay? When you do things like that, that's exactly what you're telling yourself. Over and over and over and over again. It's not here yet. It's not here yet. He's not here yet. He's not here yet. He's not here yet. He still hasn't contacted me. He still hasn't contacted me. He still hasn't contacted me. That's what you're doing over and over and over again. While you're affirming for the opposite. Does that make sense? No, because you're always undoing everything. You're not undoing, but this is why some of you aren't seeing movement. This is why. Because every time you're checking the 3D, and I've told you 10 million times now that you don't need to check because a 3D will automatically confirm 100% of the time. So what's it to check? But shall you find yourself checking, then you need to discipline your mind. This is in general. This is in general, because you can't react. You cannot react at all. at all. I had to check someone today in the text. Thank God I read her fucking text. Jesus Christ. I feel when left on red that I'm going to, and that I have to prompt conversation. You don't have to, moles. And it depends on how long you've been left on red for. But then, what's your conversation starter? What's that? Okay, you need to take a look at your conversation starter as well. Because if you're gonna write him back and grovel and apologize and stuff, for what? For what? If you've been left on red for a whopping 5 hours and you feel like you need to spark up a conversation, that is chasing. You need to learn to stop reacting. You need to learn to stop reacting. This is where if you're in no contact with your SP right now, it should be a lot easier for you to discipline yourself. It should be a lot easier for you to discipline yourself, because when you're in contact with your SP, that's when you're tested. And no, you're not being tested by the fucking universe. But that's when that's when the true test comes. Have you evolved? Have you evolved? Are you doing things differently? Or are you still doing the same bullshit you were doing before? Reacting. You can't do that. You can't do that. And a lot of you guys need to remember, if you're fucking in contact, to shut the hell up. Shut the hell up. And in here, you could have hung up the phone, moles. You could have fucking hung up the phone and cussed his whole ass out. And then affirmed after that, and then called his ass back. No harm done. But you said something. There's only one reason you assume he's irritated at you. Because you said some shit. Stop doing that. All of you need to stop with the bullshit. Stop doing that. Because it sets yourself back. What is the fucking point? What is the point? You need to discipline yourself. Discipline. Because when you're back in contact, you will be tested over and over and over again. So this is where, Jesus, all I'm asking you to do is act like a fucking adult. That's it. Stop running your relationship like a fucking child and start acting like a goddamn grown-ass adult. That's all. That's all the behavior I'm saying you need to have, is just act like a fucking adult. But a lot of you, that's really hard. It's really hard for you not to act like a juvenile adolescent. And I know this because I can see it all in what you're saying to yourselves. It's all ridiculous nonsense. It's all ridiculous bullshit. Because I'm telling you, people have a life, okay? And I'm telling you guys, it's going to backfire over and over and over again. Who gives a shit? Stop doing that. Stop it. That's the discipline. That's where the discipline comes in. Someone's being left on red in a relationship. Duh. Someone's being left undelivered. Duh. But either way it goes, it's all about the meaning you assign it. I would look at it, if I was being left on red, I'd be like, oh, clearly he's busy, but he obviously wanted to hear what I had to say right away. But he got busy and he's going to message me back. If I was left undelivered, I'd be like, depends on what time, you know your FP. So I'd be like, oh, he's probably taking a nap or he's playing his video games. But he'll message me back. Or he's obviously at work. So he'll message me back. Because why would he open my message unless he plans to respond? That's what I would say if I was left undelivered, right? There's different things for everybody. But you got to get over the dumb shit. You got to get over the dumb shit. And for the love of God, if you guys, I'm dead ass serious, because I had to check somebody today. She's probably not in here yet. But if she is, she knows who the fuck she is. Because I told her, I said, you better shut up. Okay? You better be quiet. Definitely don't meddle. Like, you have to understand, these are grown-ass men. I don't think you're manifesting an 18-year-old, are you? No, these are grown-ass men. You need to treat them like a grown-ass goddamn man. Okay? You're not their mother. You're not their therapist. You're none of that shit. You're their girlfriend, so act like one. No one wants to date their mom, and no one needs a therapist. And you don't need to meddle in their fucking business. Do not meddle in their business. She knows who she is. I had one person sends me all these things because Gutter Trash found out about her. And yeah, Gutter Trash is harassing her. Yeah, it's not Tinder. But Gutter Trash was calling her. And she's talking to her. And then you could hear, she sent me the recording, then you could hear her boyfriend in the background. And I'm like, girl, what are you doing? I was like, what are you doing? I was like, you're having a whole phone conversation with Gutter Trash, with your boyfriend, trying to mediate this. I was like, you better stop doing that shit. Because you could hear him being like, well, now you know, because he tried telling her, no, we're just friends. It's just a co-worker relationship, but because they had a past. So rightfully so that you might be concerned, but it's not your job to be like, well, let's call her together. First of all, I would have zero desire to talk to Gutter Trash. Zero desire. Because I know myself, right? Just like you should know yourself. She was very mature about the situation. Don't get me wrong. I don't think I would have been as mature about that situation. But I was like, and I literally left her a message. I said, bitch, you better stop doing what you're doing right now. You better stop it. Stop it right now. Because you could literally hear him saying, well, now you know. And she's like, well, maybe we can. He's like, yeah, why don't you guys just meet up for coffee? Like, I was like, yeah, you're meddling into the business. Like, hey, Christine. I'm like, who the fuck does that shit? Yes, Jenna, persist. Persist because your subconscious mind doesn't know what you saw. Okay? It only knows what you tell yourself you saw. And girl, get a grip. Get a grip. Yeah, that's the thing, is you have to learn how to not be triggered now. All of you guys have to learn to not be triggered now. Because what's your plan in the relationship? You're going to get triggered about everything? I'm not. I don't have the energy. I have zero desire, one, to spend the energy on that shit. And I have zero desire to deal with any of that. So I don't need to be triggered at all. I don't need to ask questions I don't want to know the answer to, ever. I really don't need to ask any questions. Hey, Mar. I don't ever, thanks, I'm kitty girl. I don't ever need to ask questions. Because for me, I don't care. I don't care. No, Paige. Well, we do cord cutting here, but the clearing of negative emotions, it's a process, okay? So everyone would need to be stationary where they like lay down. And so that's going to be an event on Zoom. But the link is in my bio. Yeah, stop feeling that way. I'm just kidding, Mar. I have hiccups. But you know, see, here's where, what do they say about hiccups, though? They say about hiccups, some people do both, the spree. We're trying to streamline this process. But if you shoot your message up to the top, I will answer it today. I'm going to put my earbuds in. I finally got new earbuds. And I'll put them in and listen to all your stuff. What was I saying? What was I saying? I forgot what I was going to say. Okay, that's right. Thank you. I thank you for that. There's that. This is what I'm saying. They always said, like, when you get hiccups, that means you're growing. Well, if that's the case, wouldn't we all be like 6 foot or like 8 feet tall? Yes, moles. Yes, that would be true. But then again, I stopped growing because I chose to believe that when I went to puberty, I stopped growing, and I'm totally fine with that assumption. I'm totally fine with that assumption. Now, if I was a man who was like 5'5", I may not be okay with that assumption. Right? I'd want to be taller, because who the heck as a man wants to be shorter than a woman? And I like to wear heels, so it's a requirement of mine that you don't have to be like skyrocket tall. My boyfriend's not tall; he's like 5'9", 5'10", but that's why it's okay because I'm 5'2". So I can still wear heels, and he's still taller than me, so we're good. Okay, y'all need to get a fucking grip. Okay. Mar, what the fuck would you send that song for? Should I stay or should I go? Why would you send that song? Because that's giving him free will, okay? That is giving him free will, and what you have to understand is no one has free will in your reality but you. You control his thoughts 100% of the time. So if you're going to ask him through a song, should you stay or should you go, guess what he's going to say? Bye. Because you wouldn't ask that question if you knew the answer already, okay? You can't question your position in this relationship. You cannot question your relationship at all. You need to start seeing yourself as the baddest bitch. Like, no, whoever I want wants me even more. That type of mentality, okay? Because that's who people chase. People don't like to be chased. They like to do the chasing, okay? So you need to see yourself as that person, as a queen, as somebody who gets what they want and they get it when they want it. That's what you need to start seeing yourself as, because the more you see yourself as that, then he will start to see you as that too, as the perfect girlfriend. He will start to see you that way, okay? So that's what you need to do, okay? But definitely don't play that fucking song. And it's okay if you're feeling sad, but you cannot let the thoughts align with the sadness. So you can feel sad, but this is where you affirm, through the sadness. You have to affirm through the sadness, because if not, then that's not a good thing. Because you're going, thanks, Mar, because you're going to get whatever you're focused on. So if your thoughts are focused on, he doesn't want to be with me, he's going to break up with me, that's exactly what's going to push out. But if you change that to say, no, he absolutely loves me, and we have the best relationship. He's the perfect boyfriend, I'm the perfect girlfriend, and he fucking knows it. He knows that we are perfect together. Then he will also reflect that instead. Okay? But certainly don't send a fucking song. If anything, you should send him a song that's like, I get what I want. And that's you, bitch. I was on a call yesterday, or 2 days ago, maybe. And she said her SP asked her if she had a boyfriend, and she's like, yeah. In her mind, she's like, yeah, you bitch. I was like, that's the best. That's the best. Yeah, it's you, bitch. What about not get triggered? What are you doing to not get triggered? You got pushed down. Okay. AJ, we should do that, because you seem to have, I am 5'2". You should do that, because we need to probably chat, because I don't know what your vibe is, bitch, but we gotta course correct. We need to course correct. Seriously. Hey, Date Bestie. Dominic, your SP will text you when you tell him he's texting you. We don't wait for shit. Okay? Waiting. I'm not waiting for this. No. I'm not waiting for shit. Good. Good. Flashy. Yeah, no, Christina, there's a reason why your family and your friends will tell you that, right? Because they saw the hurt, okay? They were there to see the problems in your relationships, probably because you would tell them, right, about the problems. Nobody calls their friends and family up on a Tuesday and is like, hey, just want to let you know that me and SP, we're solid today. All right, talk later. Nobody ever does that, right? However, you have an argument. Oh, all of a sudden, we call everybody we fucking know. And we just can't wait to tell everybody about the argument we had, right? So that's all they hear. Over the course of your relationship, all they ever hear is arguing, asshole, 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 right? And then the breakup happens. And now they get to see the emotional devastation that you're going through. And they care about you and they love you. However, what they've done is remember, because everybody's got their own realities, right? Everyone has their own realities. Everyone also has their own assumptions of people. So your family's assumption of your SP was tainted over time because all they heard was, he's hurting our daughter. He's hurting our daughter. He's hurting our daughter. He's hurting our daughter. What a motherfucker. Because they care about you, right? So their assumptions of your SP now are not good. Ask me how I know that. Okay? So it's not good. So instead, you need to start changing that and being like, no, actually, my family totally supports our relationship. They think my boyfriend is the perfect person for me. They totally support our relationship. And they will start to reflect that instead. Okay? They'll start to reflect exactly that instead. Okay, hold your questions because we're going to do the energy clearing because this bitch got to go to the bathroom. That's right, Don, because he was thinking about you, bitch. Oh, yeah, I got to read your messages. Same thing with my brother, Emma, telling me to make some. Yeah, that's what you guys have to remember. No, son, if you sign up for my live event coming up on April 4th, you guys get lifetime access to the replays, obviously, so you can do it again and again and again. But if you would do that, that will get rid of the negative emotions that you have attached to SP. Well, and throughout your entire life, to be quite frank. Because this is where I want you guys to start asking yourself, if you want to know how you can be your own psychic. You want to know what you have. If you want to know, if you're trying to dig up assumptions that you have, your subconscious mind knows them all. But how does your subconscious mind talk to you? Okay? Your subconscious mind talks to you through random thoughts that pop into your head. Okay? That's how your subconscious mind talks to you. So like when I walk you through the release negative emotions process, right? It's learning how, a part of it is learning how to listen to your subconscious mind. Okay. And it's actually it's not hard. It's like you ask your subconscious mind a question. Don't think about it. The first answer that pops up is the answer. Okay. So it's like, go ahead, think of a number. Okay, go ahead. I want you to type it in, okay? I want you to type it in. I'm going to write it down, too, just so we can prove of concept. Let's do proof of concept. Okay. This is how easy it is to guide people, by the way. Hold on a second. I'm going to get a pen. Okay. I wrote down the answer. Okay, let me get a smaller piece of paper. Big. Okay. Before I ask you to do something, I'm going to write my answer down so you guys know that I'm not making the shit up. Okay. So I want you to pop this in, you're going to pop this in the chat real quick. Again, hold your questions, but let's have a little fun. Okay. Pop your answer into the chat. Okay. I want you to, come up with a number between 1 to 4. Go ahead. Type in your answer. Don't be shy. Come up with a number between 1 to 4. Do you notice the trend in numbers? Okay, other than 2s. This number here. Do you know why? This number here is what you guys came up with, a majority of you. Because I told you to come up with a number between 1, 2, 4. Subconsciously, your mind goes to 3 because I said 1, 2, 4. So your subconscious mind picked 3. It's all in the word, bitches. Hey, Sarah Elizabeth. So some of you will think about it, right? I forgot to tell you, don't think about it. But if you thought about it, that's why you came up with a different number. But for any number that just randomly popped into your mind, that's because that's your subconscious mind talking to you. Okay, so like if I was to tell you, no, you most likely thought of it. Okay, you thought about it. You're like 1 to 4. Okay. 4. So then you chose a number. But for those that just picked a number at random, it went to that number 3. Okay, because that's your subconscious mind talking to you. So like when I go through releasing negative emotions with you guys, I'll ask you to ask your subconscious mind right now, when is the first time but it's not, we don't think about it. You ask a question. You're your own psychic. Okay. You ask a question and it's the first answer that pops into your head without thinking about it. Okay. Consciously, if you're thinking, that's the conscious part of your brain. Okay. That's the thinker, the analyzer. Okay. So Jenna, you probably thought about it first. Okay. So when you think about it, so I'll sit there and I'll tell you, I'll say, okay, I want you to ask your subconscious mind, when is the first time you ever experienced anger? Go. It's whatever pops into your mind, right? Because there's questions where I'll say, when is the first time that you ever experienced anger? Was it in the womb? Was it previous life in the womb or after birth? Go. It's the first answer that pops into your mind. That's the first time you experience that emotion because your subconscious mind knows when the first time is that you experience that emotion. Okay, so then we go with that number. Okay, then I'll ask you like, okay, let's say most people say after birth, right? Some will say in the womb if their mom had a traumatic event. So let's say most of it's after birth, right? So then I'll say, okay, now go ahead and ask your subconscious mind right now, was it before the age of 7 or after? Go. First thing that pops into the mind, that's your subconscious mind talking to you. Okay, that's your subconscious mind talking to you. So what you can do with this is leverage. I love good leverage. Okay, see, you're learning to listen to your subconscious mind. It's literally, if you were to ask your subconscious mind a question and not think about it, the first answer that pops in is your subconscious mind talking to you. Okay, that's the truth for you. Okay, that is the truth for you. Now, you're not going to fucking leverage this on some stupid shit where, I mean, you could, where you're going to be like, are me and my SP getting back together? Okay, we're not doing that. Okay, that's not the goal here, okay? Because the reason that won't help you is because until you see movement and get the assumption differently, then now things will change for you, okay? Then your subconscious mind will know the answer. It's whatever you're telling yourself, okay? So that's not how we leverage it. However, you could use this to ask your subconscious mind, when is the first, what is a negative assumption I have about my SP, about Brian? First thing that pops in the mind, that's the truth for you, okay? So now we work on that, right? Or you could ask your subconscious mind the opposite. Hey Sinead girl, what's a positive assumption I have about my SP? Go ahead. First thing that pops into my mind, Great. Now you leverage that. Okay. Give me another one. What's another one? Yeah. It's over and over and over again. Okay. Tell me another one. What's another positive assumption I have about my SB? Okay, great. What's another one? It will keep going if you just keep asking yourself that question until nothing comes up anymore. Okay? When nothing comes up for you anymore, now, boom, we're done. So and write these down. You take the assessment of them, okay? Because especially the negative assumptions you have, don't you think you might want to know what those are? But your subconscious mind knows exactly what those are. So you would ask your subconscious mind over and over and over again the same question. What's a negative assumption I have about my SP? Okay, write it down. What's a negative assumption I have about my SP? Write it down. Maybe more than one thing pops in to your mind at the same time. Great, write them down. Until you ask yourself that question again and nothing comes up. And you find that you have to think about it, right? So if you ask yourself that question again, now you find that you're having to think about it, you're done. Now you can flip all those. Okay, now you can flip all those. Plus now we can find the block. Now we can find because let's say you're being completely honest with yourself and you're doing everything I told you to do, but it's not moving fast enough. I want you to do this exercise because now we can find out what the real underlying blocks are so that we can fix that shit. Oh, Shanae, you have to go back and watch this live again, all over again, bitch. I said I was teaching people to ask the question to their subconscious mind, but don't think about it, just listen to it, okay? You don't want to think about it. It's the first thing that pops into your mind. That is your subconscious mind talking to you. So you want to ask your subconscious mind, what is a negative assumption I have about my SP? The first answer that pops in your mind, not thinking about it at all, is the truth. And you want to keep going, asking the same question over and over again until nothing comes up. Okay, until nothing comes up. Okay? This is where, I'll teach you guys another technique later. No, they're negative assumptions, okay? So if you're doing things over and over again, right? If you're affirming, if you're doing all these things, right? But you're not seeing the movement and you're literally disciplining the shit out of yourself and you are only selecting perfect boyfriend, then if you're not seeing the movement quick enough, there could be a negative assumption working against the positive assumptions we're creating, okay? Because affirming is working to create a new neural pathway to replace the old assumption, right? That's why we robotically affirm, to replace the old assumption. But right now we're rewiring assumptions based on what we consciously believe and what we consciously know. We need to go subconscious as well and say, okay, what's subconsciously? And you can do this about anything in general. So you really should ask yourself, like, what are negative assumptions I have about men? What pops in your mind, right? Because, what are positive assumptions I have about men? Because whatever pops in your mind, that's good because now we can change that, okay? Because now it's like, oh shit, I have this assumption that's working against what I'm affirming for. So instead, we need to release that assumption, okay? It's not a block per se, but it's an assumption that could work against, okay? So that's where I think that would be great, okay? Okay, that's because Patriot Lisa has learned to discipline herself. She's made a completely transformation. She's really learned to discipline herself and to drop the old story. Hold your questions, by the way. Okay, I am Dora. How do you change appearances or a habit? Okay, those are two totally different things, bitch. So, to change appearances, you have to start telling yourself something different. So it depends on what you want to change. If you want to change your whole ass body, then you could be like, I look just like a supermodel, or I have the perfect body. Your subconscious mind knows what that is for you. If you want to change your chin, you could be like, I have such a, or your facial structure will say, whatever that structure is for you, you just have to say that that's who you are. But the difference is every time you go in the mirror, you can't say the opposite. Okay, you can't look at the opposite and be like, damn. This is why when in weight loss, two people can weigh the exact same weight yet look totally different. Totally different. That's because it's not more about what the numbers on the scale, but what kind of body you want to have, you know? And I believe one of them looks, well, somebody said she's 180 pounds. And I was like, oh, she definitely had some kind of, she said she had like a tummy tuck and shit. But anyway. And then to change a habit you don't want, you would have well, it depends on what that habit is. You can let me know, because that's a very generic question. That is very true. That is very true, Lisa. That is very true, actually. You can't look at that type of shit, okay? All right. So let's do the cord cutting, okay? I'm going to get all of you fucking contact if my life depends on it. The second you start, expecting contact and expecting perfect boyfriend, then let's get it, okay? So get a nice comfy place. Also pull out your SP's picture while I tell people. I have to look, AJ, but I can fit you in somewhere. Probably on a Sunday. Maybe. I have to take a look-see. Okay, so, but you can book a call and then just let me know and I can move it up, okay? All right, so I'll pull up your SP's pictures. If you are new here, we do the energy clearing technique because it's very important for you to start clearing that energy, cutting the energy between you and SP, okay? Between you and SP. We really need to cut that energy cord so that it's fresh energy. It's no longer stale energy. It's no longer hurting your manifestation. Instead, this is now designed to help your manifestation by cutting out the stale energy between you and SP. Okay, this is also the same with anybody in your life. Okay. Well, yes, Christian, you're always manifesting. We just need to make sure it's what you want. Okay, so basically what we want to do is clear that energy cord. I did this with my with my ex, and I hadn't talked to him in 8 years. All of a sudden, that man calls me out of the blue within 72 hours and was like, hey, was just thinking about you. How you doing? So we talked for a second, then I hung up because I wasn't trying to manifest his ass back. I was just trying to cut the energy cord. And so that's typically what happens is you should get contact rather quickly because your SP will think about you because you're cutting. This is not the same as the photo method per se because we're cutting the energy that's connected. Everyone in your life, you're connected to their energy and they're connected to yours. So when you cut that energy cord, all of a sudden they think about you. However, this time it's different. When they think about you now, there's no resentment on their part. There's no bad shit. They're just like, I wonder how she's doing. Maybe I should contact her. Okay? And then that's how that comes. Okay? Because they will start thinking about you differently, not as the old version of you, but as something new, fresh. It's completely fresh energy. Even if nothing about you has changed, it doesn't matter. The energy between you and him has changed. So if you're in a relationship with your SP, you should cut the energy cord often with them so that it stays fresh over and over and over again, okay? I'm going to go cut the energy cord today, actually. Okay, so with everybody in my life. All right, so go ahead and I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to take 3 breaths in and out. And I want you to imagine that you're in a theater. It's a dark theater. There's no one there but you. And in front of you, there's a stage. And on that stage, there's a beam of light, like a stage light, that comes from the ceiling down to the center of that stage. I want you to stare into that light for a second. As you stare into that light, you start to realize that you're not alone. Off into the back, out of the light, you see a shadowy figure in the back of the stage. And as you start to focus on the shadowy figure in the back of the stage, you realize that that's your SP. Now I want you to use your SP's name, and I want you to call him to the center of the stage and into the light. As he walks into the light, you start to notice his facial features, his physical body, and you notice that there's a cord, a gold cord, that runs from your third eye into his third eye. Now I want you to ask him these two questions, and I want you to hear your SP's voice if you can. If you can't, it's okay. But I want you to hear him give you an answer. I want you to ask him, do you support me? Hear them tell you yes. Now ask them, do you love me? Also hear them tell you yes. Now I want you to say these 4 phrases to your SP. This time, your SP is not going to respond. I want you to look at your SP in his eyes, and I want you to tell him, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Now I want you to reach up with your hand as if your fingers are a pair of scissors. And I want you to cut that gold cord from your third eye. And as that gold cord starts to drop to the ground, I want you to reach up with your other hand, and I want you to take the roots, I want you to grab the roots of that gold cord out of your third eye and just toss them aside. Now, as that cord continues to fall, you notice that your SP starts to float away like a balloon. And he gets smaller and smaller and farther and farther and smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller until they just disappear. Now I want you to take one more breath in and out and open your eyes. All right. Now, you have nothing but fresh energy between you and your SP. Yes, Mimi, you can. Okay. So now you have fresh energy between you and your SP. So now you have your SP's photos out. Okay. Now we're going to, since there's fresh energy, what we're going to do is now I want you to go down memory lane real quick. But you're not going down memory lane. I want you to go back in your mind. And I want you to go to the time in your relationship when everything was perfect. Absolutely perfect between you and your SP. I want you to remember who they were as a person for you, how they made you feel, how they treated you. Just spend about 20 seconds and remember that version of your SP. The one that talked to you all the time, the one that was constantly spending time with you. It's a specific person. It doesn't matter which photo you use, Jen. I want you to remember everything about them. The person who always talked to you, the person who always spent time with you, the person who loves you, Who wants to be with you? Who would do anything to make you happy? Remember that version of your SP. Now, forget who your SP was 5 seconds ago, because that version of your SP no longer exists. I want you to take that version of your SP, the one who you love, the one that was perfect for you, and I want you to bring him to the point of now, right into your current reality. From this point forward, that is the only version of your SP that exists. Your perfect person. That's the only one that exists. Forget about everything else. That no longer exists. Your perfect SP is here right now. Your perfect SP is waiting for you to let them contact you, unblock you, come to see you, get back together with you, show you that they love you, to treat you like the queen and king that you are. They're waiting for you to do that right now. So, now is the time for you to give them permission to do that, because they're your perfect person. Okay, so if you are new here, I want you to put on your crown. If you are not new here, I want you to straighten up your fucking crown, because your crown should never, ever be taken off. We don't take off our crowns here. We get what we want, and we get it when we want it, and we don't settle for anything less. Okay? So, I want you to look at your SP's picture with your crown on, and remind yourself, when queens and kings give commands, do they wonder or question or doubt or have to check to see if it's been done? No, they don't have to do any of that, because when they give a command, they expect and know that it will be fulfilled immediately. That is now you. And that is the same expectation you are going to have when it comes to your SP. Okay? Now, if you are no contact or in contact, but it is not consistent contact, then you're going to tell them that to contact you. They're contacting you right now. You can say you're contacting me, you're texting me, you're calling me right now. It doesn't matter. Okay? How it will happen naturally. So whatever they have to do to, well, that's a really bad business model, bitch. Okay, whatever they have to do to contact you is what they're going to have to do. Okay, so if they're a texter, they're going to text you. If they're a caller, they're going to call you. Who cares? Okay? All right. So you're going to look at his picture and you're going to say, you're texting me right now. You are texting me right now. You are texting me right now. You're texting me right now. You are texting me right now. Okay, if you're in contact with your SP, but it is not consistent, but it is consistent contact, then you can move to the next step. Thanks, Kimmy Fines Girl. You can move to the next step. And the next step is you can either choose to tell them they're contacting you right now just to prove your innate power, or you can move to the next step and tell them they're coming to see you today. You're coming to see me today. You're coming to see me today. Okay? Now, if you're in a relationship with this SP, or situationship, whatever you want to say, okay? Lisa, I would stick to the first one because we want it to be constant, okay? But then you also, I'll leave you a message because, thanks, Kimmy Fines Girl, but I'll leave you a message because we'll move to I want you to do something else on to the side, okay? Okay. So then if you're in a relationship, then you can have fun with it. This one that we're about to do, unapologetically me, since you're good at it. Okay, you can either tell him he's coming to see you today, unapologetically me, or if he's there, then you can tell him to do something else. You're bringing me dinner tonight. You're cooking me dinner tonight. You're bringing me flowers today. You're going to rub my feet. You're going to, give me sexy time tonight. Whatever you want. Have fun with it, okay? So I got to go to the bathroom. So I got to pause this live. And so you guys are going to go ahead and do that. Right now, you're going to give your commands. And you're going to give it without question, without wondering, without worrying, and just knowing, okay? I need you guys to start knowing and expecting the behavior from your SPs that you deserve. And they're your perfect SP right now, so they're going to do exactly that. So give your commands and expect them to contact you. Excuse me. Okay. And now we're back. Okay. So now all you need to do is expect them to contact you. Start expecting that behavior from your SP, because they are going to contact you the second you know that. And I tell you guys to leverage the law, leverage how the subconscious mind works, okay? Hold on. Okay, I thought I was gonna sneeze. Okay, so leverage how the law works, okay? And how your subconscious mind works. So you should start telling yourself, no, I know he's gonna contact me. I know he's contacting me right now. I know he's contacting me right now. Because if we know how the law works and the law pushes out, right, your whatever you think about, you bring about, right? And it pushes it out. But it only pushes out what you know. So then we leverage that and tell ourselves that we know something, because then your subconscious mind takes you at your word, right? It doesn't know what's true and what's not true for you. So since it takes you at your word and it has only one job, and that is to prove you right, then what do you want it to prove you right about? I know he's going to contact me. I know he's going to contact me. He has to. He's contacting me right now. He cannot stop contacting me. And that I know. Because the more you keep telling yourself that, your subconscious mind is going to be like, well, we know this because we keep saying it and we know it. So push it out. Must be true. Must be true. And so in his mind, he's going to get the idea to contact you. Yes, Christina, persist. Okay. We want to persist. You guys should not be having any, somebody said that word earlier. What the fuck did she say? Oh, my sister and brother-in-law don't really believe that. Well, remember, Jackie, they're right and wrong at the same time, okay? So remember, at some point in time, long-distance relationships don't stay long distance, right? At some point, someone is relocating. Because what's the point? Why start a relationship whether you live around the corner from someone or 8,000 miles away from someone? What is the point of starting a relationship if you don't see it working out long term, right? So because of that, someone's got to move. Someone has to move. So if you don't want to move, then it's like, hey, welcome to my bestie. If you don't want to move, then it's like, no, his ass is moving here. Yeah, he wants to live with me. Whatever has to happen for that to become true is going to happen. So if that means he has to pack his little happy ass up and move down where you are, then that's exactly what's going to happen. Right? So that's what you have to remember. And who cares what your parents say? Who cares what your parents say? Your parents are only going based on their own assumptions. Okay? Who cares? It's not your job to worry about anyone else's assumptions but your own. But what you can't do is listen to people. You cannot listen to people because that's their assumptions. That's how they think about things. But it doesn't have to become yours. Okay? But if they tell you that and you choose to believe them or let them get in your thought process, well, now that becomes true. And now what is your SP going to do? Tell you that he doesn't think it's working, that he doesn't think this is going to work out, like this long distance thing he can't do. He's going to start blaming the distance as being a problem with your relationship, because you're viewing it now as a problem when you didn't before, but you chose to listen to what somebody in your life told you. We can't do that. We can't do that. You know? Exactly, Cece. I mean, I wouldn't be where I'm at if I listened to everybody in my family. But remember, it's not their life. Okay, people can give you an opinion all day long. People love to give. Don't you know that? Did you see that? People love to give you an opinion, but they don't like to be given an opinion in their own lives. Right? And they love to give you an opinion about you and your life and your SP and what they think, who they think you should and shouldn't be with and all of that. But you have to remember that this isn't their life. This is yours. So they give you an opinion that now they tell you something. You now take that as fact and you now let it take your thoughts. Therefore, it doesn't work out. And they've gone about their life. After they've told you their opinion, they've gone about their life. Totally fine. They've totally gone about their life. But now you're the one affected in your reality because of something someone else told you that tainted your opinion. You know? Yeah, of course your parents mean well. Why wouldn't they, right? No parent intentionally tries to sabotage their children, right? And this comes true too when they're younger, right? When you're like little, your parents told you things. It wasn't like they're exactly flashy. It wasn't like your parents had a baby, you, and were like, how can we fuck this child up? Yeah, let's go ahead and give them all these negative assumptions about money and all this shit, right? Like that wasn't their goal or intention with you, but it's what they know, right? It's what they were told. It's what they literally would do. It's like, like they grew up with a limited mindset when it came to money. So now they tell you about it, right? Or, we have to understand before the internet was around, people had to work hard for everything they got, right? They had to work hard. They worked in factories, steel mills, like all this stuff. And so now they tell you, well, you have to work hard to make money. But that's not the era we live in now, right? Even my boyfriend said this the other day. He's like, it's like people just don't want to work at all and make a lot of money. Yeah, that's the era we live in now. We have the internet, we have social media, right? Where people are out there on TikTok living their best life, making millions of dollars, doing not a goddamn thing. Okay? Because that's the world we live in now. But you have it programmed in your mind, in your subconscious mind, that you have to work hard to make money because that's what your parents told you, right? Or you saw your parents constantly fighting over money. And now you've connected relationship problems with money, right? And so therefore this proves true in so many people's realities. This proves true over and over and over again is the number one reason for divorce is always over money. You know why? Because that's what they saw growing up. And so they've equated relationships to money problems, relationship problems, money problems. And therefore those are connected, or you just saw them fight all the time. So they've modeled bad relationship history with you. Okay. And so that's what you now are bringing into your relationships because of something that was modeled for you growing up. Okay. We don't want to do that because you'd be amazed at where assumptions come from. They could be like, because when you're in the womb, you can hear things, right? You can hear, your mom's, I said your parents, obviously your mom's emotions. You can hear things like that. You can hear her thoughts, what she talks about. So you could hear TV. So you could have a money problem based on I did this with somebody. They found out they had a money problem because of something they fucking heard on TV when they're growing up. Right? And we as parents, we love to talk about things as if children are deaf when they're not, right? And so you'll be talking to your spouse or to your friends with your child while us sitting there, and you'll be bitching about certain things. You'll be doing that type of stuff as if your child doesn't hear a damn thing. This is where in elementary school, when my daughter was dealing with racial comments being said, and I was like, and I would message the school and I'd say, you need to have a talk with parents or I will. I would never blame the child for that. Why? Because children don't grow up that way. Okay, not in elementary school. They were told that they overheard conversations that parents were having amongst themselves. And now they have that as an opinion because they don't know any different because it's modeled for them as a child. So we need to, as parents, shut the fuck up when our kids are in the room. I told you guys before, anytime my daughter would go to a doctor appointment, I had her leave the room. Every time. Do the assessment, do whatever the fuck you gotta do. Her physical checkup, do whatever you gotta do. And then now, you can go sit in the waiting room while me and the doc have a chat. because I won't let the doctor put any of that negative shit in her mind. You know, they've been saying she needs glasses her whole life because she can't read the fucking very fine print at the very bottom. She doesn't have glasses. She has no problem seeing. Why? Because I never let her hear the doctor telling her she needs glasses. All of you guys, I told you guys, if you guys wear glasses and you're tired of wearing them, all you literally have to start doing is telling yourself that you have perfect vision. I have perfect vision. I have 20/20 vision. Literally, I have perfect vision. And your eyes will correct themselves. But the only reason they don't is because because you got glasses, and now your eyes became dependent on that, then you have to go get prescriptions, right? You have to go get reassessed every couple of years to go get your eyes re-examined. And they show you these fucking pictures. They're like, is this one blurry? Or is this one blurry? And you're like, this? Is this? You know? And now your eyes get worse because of what they told you, and you believe them because you're wearing glasses and it seems to match, right? They put the glasses on, all of a sudden you can see. That's how that works. So tell yourself, I have 20/20 vision. I have perfect vision. What glasses? Exactly. You don't need them. Yes, it can, Jackie, for thyroid issues, is you have to... I'm bad for your business. Sorry, Mystical Willow. Maybe I can come to your place and do a talk with your patients. Same thing Cami said with thyroid issues, because anytime, I'll get to you in 1 second, I am to sooo. Anytime you go to the doctor about a problem you have, they will come and they will, you'll tell them the symptoms you have, right? And that's fine. But then they come back and say, oh, you have thyroid issues. And so you're like, oh, okay. So now what do? Now they give you medication, whatever they need to give you, because you're listening and you took the doctor as gold. You listened to his opinion, right? Versus, have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen, it's kind of disturbing. I noticed this the last time I went to my doctor. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to give you a prescription for when I went there for my cholesterol. And she's like, I'm going to give you a prescription. I said, are there any side effects to that? Do you know what this bitch did? She she went online. Let's see. The bitch is like on Google. She may as well have been Google. I don't know what the hell she was on. But she was looking at possible side effects. You're the doc. Aren't you supposed to know this shit? You're going to prescribe me something and you don't know the side effects? Okay. And then my mom's like, and then, did I take them? Nope. I did not. I have a hard time remembering to take pills anyway, so I figure, well, fuck it. So you can tell yourself you're perfectly healthy. I have no thyroid issues. I have a perfect thyroid. I have a perfectly healthy thyroid. You can start telling yourself that. Your body is designed to heal itself. It only takes instruction from your mind. So if you keep telling yourself that over and over and over again, well, guess what? Okay. Same with me. I used to have a small bladder, according to the doctors. They were like, you have a small bladder. And I was like, but because of that, I swear, because of that, most of my life, if I had to go to the bathroom, it did not mean like pull off on the next exit, drive down the street until you find a fucking gas station. That's not what that meant. It meant like, I need to go right now. Like pull into the nearest parking lot and let me squat outside the car type of thing. Okay? Like, let me do that. And so I changed that now. But my daughter, on the other hand, she's so vain. And you know when you're at a certain age, you're potty trained, but you're not big enough to sit on a grown-ass toilet, right? And we would go to Disneyland all the time. And so I was like, and yes, I had one of those little child toilet seat things, but my daughter refused. And half the toilets are fucking nasty, you know? And so my daughter, being so vain, she didn't want to use it. And so I was like, well, I don't have to tell you. So let me tell you, my daughter She's got a bladder of steel, bitch. Like, literally, she'll go all, if the bathroom's nasty, she's like, I'm good. She will go all day long and not have to use the bathroom at all. And I was like, damn, amen to you, sis. Amen to you. Bladder of steel, that girl has. But, because I was never like, she has a small bladder. All that type of stuff taints here and must prove true. It's always must prove true if you accept what they say versus you don't accept. This is where miracles come from because they choose not to accept what anybody says. What health issues? I have insomnia. Okay. No, I don't. I sleep very well at night. I sleep perfect at night. I've never slept better. Every night I get perfectly great night's sleep, right? Same with anxiety. As long as you keep identifying yourself as being anxious, it can't go anywhere because you have anxiety. And that's what you keep telling yourself. Same with ADHD, bipolar, all that shit. Is depression, all of that. As long as you keep telling yourself you have that, that's what you're choosing to identify as, which means it must stay there. It doesn't have a choice. Versus you told yourself the opposite. Like, what anxiety? I don't have any anxiety at all. I have no anxiety. Zero. Zilch. Nada. Depression. No, I'm the happiest person in the world. I am literally the happiest person in the world. Depression, gone. Insomnia, gone. Postpartum depression. What the fuck is postpartum? I never understood that term ever. In which, ironically enough, one of my friends who teaches manifestation, she identified as having postpartum depression. Two of my friends, one of them teaches NLP. And I was like, you know, all people should know that your identities matter. So they're actually, what you identify as is at the hierarchy of chain. It's at the hierarchy of your life, your identities, the I ams, okay? What you identify as is the hierarchy of your life. It runs everything. It runs everything. And so that's why we change your identities. You have to see yourself as being the perfect girlfriend, right? That's an identity. I am the perfect girlfriend, okay? Whatever falls after I am is running your fucking life. I am broke. Oh, well, then you're going to be broke. That's an identity, right? Postpartum depression. I said, I never understood that shit at all. Like, I never understood how you go through postpartum depression because it's called an entire lifestyle adjustment. That's what it is, right? You went from living your best life, single as a Pringle. Yeah, well, not single, but you know what I mean? Where you, like, just you and your SP to now you got a whole ass baby. So now you go from sleeping all night long and having the best night's sleep of your life and getting up and going to work like a normal person to now you're up 15 times a night. Now you hear crying all the fucking time, right? You hear all of this stuff. You got to constantly rock the baby. Like you're constantly living for the baby now versus for yourself. That's called a lifestyle change. The fuck's that got to do with postpartum depression? You're not depressed because you had a baby. It sounds stupid. Okay, so that's all that is. It's called a lifestyle adjustment. It's called being exhausted because you have to take care of a baby. If you're one of those highly attentive parents. See me, I was not. My child is very independent because I would put her in her little baby swing, pop up some pillows, put that bottle right there, and she went to town. She was great. And then crying profusely? Never. Now my daughter, she learned real early on, unless you want to hurt your lungs by crying forever, mama ain't coming to run because you fucking started crying. No, I'm not going to do that. So she would cry. So she literally would cry for like a minute and then keep it pushing. That's how I knew when she was young that she had a UTI because she wouldn't stop crying. And I was like, something's not right here. Because my daughter, man, let me tell you, like 3 months old, like she learned real early on. She is like, why even waste my time? Let me just cry because I can't talk yet. So I'll just cry to get her attention and then I'll just keep pushing. Because she ain't coming right away. I made her make her wait for hours, but I wasn't going to jump up and run. Because what are you doing? Conditioning them, right? No. Just like my daughter found it better to, instead of using a pacifier, she loved the ones from the hospital. So yes, my ass jacked a shit ton of them. go with the nurse's cart and jack all the fucking, because you can't find them anywhere else. But then she learned really on, like, keeps falling out sometimes. So she would be this person, like that. Okay, I'm done raving about my child. I'd like to think I'm a pretty good parent. So, okay. All right, so you asked somebody asked what my affirmations were, okay? My affirmations never changed in the beginning, and that was, he is so obsessed with me, I'm all he ever thinks about, he's always calling and texting me, he's constantly spending time with me, he'll do anything to be with me right now. That was it. That's all she wrote. And then I had other ones, right? Like, I told you guys should all be putting the very first affirmation you should have before he is obsessed with me should be, SP's name is the easiest for me to manifest. SP's name, easiest for me to manifest. Why would you not want them to be the easiest for you to manifest? That one's a very powerful one, okay? I use that one. I use that one, okay? Because we want them to be the easiest for you to manifest. Oop, 2 pitches, that's a sign, girl. Okay. Let's see here. I'm having an issue. I have that issue. What is the habit I told you? I wake up during the night and eat 2 to 3 times. Well, now you don't wake up at all. Dora. I am Dora. Now, you don't wake up at all. No, absolutely not. In fact, if I wake up in the middle of the night, like, I have the best night's sleep every night. I don't even get hungry. You guys can say that if you guys find yourself being like late night snackers. You can say that. I don't even get hungry after 10 o'clock. I don't get hungry after 10 p.m. I do not get hungry after 10 p.m. Therefore, you won't be eating in the middle of the damn night. I only eat when I'm fully awake. I only eat when I'm awake. I don't get hungry when I go to sleep. I don't get hungry when I go to sleep. Okay? Because that is a habit. So break that habit. I don't get hungry when I go to sleep at all. When I go to sleep, I don't get hungry. Go put a fucking lock on your fridge with a code. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Moles. Look, bitch. You either want what you want. This is for all of you. You either want what you want or you don't. Or you don't. You need to persist, but I don't know why you guys... How do I say this delicately? I don't say shit delicately, actually. You guys love to play the fucking victim. You guys love... Hey, River Captain. You guys love to play the fucking victim. Over and over and over again. Hey, River Dance Co. Is play the victim, play the victim, play the victim, play the victim, play the victim. It's so much easier for me just to victimize myself and have so much resentment towards my SP, or I'm just really feeling sad for my fucking self, and let me just grieve the loss of a loved one. The fuck are you talking about? Stop doing that. Why are you grieving people like they died? No, they didn't. You either want what you want or you don't. I understand you may miss them and want to... Oh. Am I not such a bitch? Shit. Well, I recant that statement to you, moles, okay, but not to everybody else. That's okay. Ask your dad, though. Ask yourself right now, moles, I want you to ask yourself right now, would your dad want you to suffer? If your dad was here right now and you asked him, what would he say to you? Would he want you to be suffering in your life? No, grieving him is not a problem. But suffering from it? And letting your world, your reality crumble is not what your dad would want for you at all. That's not what your dad would want for you. He'd want you to thrive. He'd want you to he would want you to have more than he had. And most importantly, he'd want you to be happy. He'd want you to be happy. He'd want you to have the perfect life. So if it helps you, you're doing this for dad. No, everything in my life is perfect because that is what my dad would want for me. That is what he would want for me. So I owe it to him to be that person. To be the person that he's proud of. Because if people believe in going up into the clouds, then you would believe that he's watching you, that he's watching down on you. I personally believe that when people pass away, they just jump to another reality. That's what I personally believe. But in that case, they're still watching you, okay? Your dad's here now. He doesn't want to see you go through that. But you have to pick yourself up and persist. And everything in my life is perfect. You don't have to believe it. But if you tell yourself that, then it will put you back in a state. It'll put you back in a state where you're doing this for your father. I owe it to him. And I know you know this, Moles. You know right now that your father would want you to be happy. He would want everything in your life to be perfect. 1,000%. But let me write your name down. Hold on a sec. Oh, and don't think I forgot about all you motherfuckers, okay? Because don't worry. I got thrown off with this one. But don't worry. I'm still going to bitch at you. Moles, can you send me a message? I'm going to send you a hypnosis audio, okay? I'm going to send you a hypnosis audio that a friend of mine actually made. A friend of mine made it, and it actually is for the grief of the lost one. Okay, that's actually the entire hypnosis audio is to walk you through how to recover from that, okay? Yeah, message me that and let me go ahead and send you that hypnosis audio. I wrote it down so I can send that to you. I want you to listen to that before you go to bed at night, okay? Or anytime throughout your day, anytime. Hypnosis can be done at any time, but he's very good at what he does. He's been doing this for decades, and he'll help, and the hypnosis audio is to help you get over the grief of a lost one. Of a loved one, excuse me. So, yeah, let me send that to you, okay? Your SP won't commit because you don't see him as committing to you. We'll start with the obvious, okay? You're waiting for your SP to commit to you. Well, he's never going to commit, because if you're waiting for SP to commit to you, that means that you don't believe he wants to commit. You don't know where your relationship is, where it's headed. You don't know the status of your relationship, which is why you're looking for him to confirm and to commit to you. He'll commit the second you believe he will. The second you believe he will. Who the fuck is this? Okay. Been manifesting SP for 2 months. We broke up in January and haven't spoken in 2 months. Been together 6 years. Okay. Oh, before I answer that, let me reintroduce myself to people. Obviously, I am your manifestation bestie, where I teach you how to leverage the law of assumption to work in your favor. I already know that sounds good to you, so click that follow button. We're exciting here. If I have a free WhatsApp community that you're welcome to join, where you guys can see all the success stories that are going on, people getting movement and so forth, and let that motivate you that you can get what you want by doing what I fucking tell you to do. Also, if you want me to manifest your SP for you, or you want to book a one-on-one call with me so that we can discuss where you're going wrong so that you can get your shit right. And because it's a power of mine to point out the problem in your manifestation journey, and then to help you solve it by creating a very, very simple plan together, because easy peasy is the name of my game, at least. And so, yeah. And it's not expensive. I don't charge a lot for coaching. I refuse to do that to you guys, because that's not what this is about. It is about helping you get your SPs back. I have hundreds of testimonials, and I've been teaching the thing for 45 days because I manifested my SP from no contact to fully living with me in a matter of 4 weeks. So I'm good at it. I haven't put up all my testimonials yet because it's a daunting task, but that's okay. I'm going to get it done. I'm going to get it done. So all links are in my bio if you are interested. Oh, I do also offer text support coaching, text coaching as well. So if you want that, all links are in my bio. I go live at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific time every single day on TikTok. If you do miss a live, don't worry. I upload them on my YouTube channel. Mute the volume. I don't care. Watch my lives. They're really, really long. And help me get my watch hours up so that I can help my videos expand the outreach and help more people and steer them in the right direction to what I know works, because I've done it, instead of all the false fucking phony information and frauds on the internet. Okay? Okay. Now, to answer you, I think it's Julie. You've been manifesting your SP. Uh-oh. You got moved. You got moved. Okay, hold on. You got moved. Oh, God. Oh, here we are. Okay, so Julie, you've been manifesting your SP for 2 months. You broke up in January and haven't spoken. Okay, so I don't know if you're new here, but here's what you have to do. First of all, you have to understand, you have to fully own that you caused the breakup. Okay, you caused the breakup, so therefore you can cause the makeup. Okay, there's that part. So, okay, sorry, people are weird. So you caused the breakup, so you can cause the makeup, okay? At some point in time, you questioned your relationship towards the end. I'm not going to walk everybody down relationship alley again, but at some point in time, you questioned your relationship at the end. And you didn't know where you stood, you didn't know where how he felt about you, if you were still going to be together, if your relationship was ending, and therefore the breakup happened. Also, if you look at the version of your SP that you had when you first got together, and then look at the version of your SP you had at the time of the breakup, you will notice that you don't even recognize that person anymore. You probably even said that. Like, he's not the same person I fell in love with. He's not the same. He's changed, right? He's changed. I don't even recognize this guy anymore. Typically, those are things that are being said. And you're right, because you created the change. Okay, whenever they do something, even only one time, you've now changed your assumption of him, your version of him. Therefore, he must continue to conform to that version of him. And then over the course of your 6-year relationship, every argument, every dispute you ever had changed your opinion about him even more the longer time went on. And now, here we are. Okay? And then after the breakup, then he forced the 3D, and, well, we all know that didn't work. Okay? So, the good news is you can change that. And the way you change that is by seeing him differently, is by seeing him completely, because I'm gold, baby. Yeah, I will run. I'm going to be putting together affirmations lists based on your current situation that you guys will be able to access to. Okay, so anyway, so the one thing that you can do is you can change this, okay? You have to start seeing him as the version of your SP that you fell in love with, okay? And only that, forget who he is today. You have to go back and see him only as the person that you love, the person that won your heart, okay? That is the number one, change when it comes to your SP you must make. Okay, you can affirm till the wheels fall off, but if you see him as an asshole, as somebody who's not talking to you and ghosting you, well, he has to continue to be that person. But if you would start to see him as your perfect SP, the one that you love, the one that you care for, then they have to shift to that version of them too, the one that calls you, texts you, and does all that. And so I do not believe in living in the end. Well, let me reframe that. I believe in living in the end, but not to the point where a lot of coaches out there will be like, live in the end of marriage, right? Because when your reality is showing you the complete opposite, the end of marriage seems a bit far off. And if you can't stay in the state of marriage, well, this is why people have been manifesting their SPs back for 2 years and haven't gotten shit. Because they're trying to live in the end of marriage when they're in no contact. Right? And it's really hard to do that when your 3D shows you the opposite, which is why I only give you realistic advice. So the only thing you should be living in the end of is step number 1, contact. And then now, when you get contact, now you're living in the end of spending time together. Now, when you start spending time together, you're living in the end of relationship. Okay, so you're constantly living in the end of something. Okay, but it's not where these people will say, just decide that you're a millionaire. Just go ahead, decide. When you have $20 in your account, right? Just decide that you're married when you're in complete no contact and blocked. Like, that's not realistic. But at the same time, you do have to decide something, right? So the only thing I tell you guys should just decide that this is going to work. Just decide that he's contacting me right now. Okay, because if you can't even decide that he's contacting you right now, how the hell are you supposed to decide that you're married? See what I'm saying? So we have to start somewhere. We have to start somewhere in the decision spectrum. Because when you start to see movement, because you're just deciding that he's contacting your ass, okay, now you get contact. Well, now it's a lot easier for you to decide that he's going to contact you tomorrow too. And that decide factor grows. It grows and it happens, things happen faster because it's a lot easier to decide he's going to come see you. And then it's a lot easier for you to, well, for some people, it's a lot easier to decide relationship. For a fair amount of you, I don't understand, you're fucking great. I do not understand why you want a relationship proposal like a fucking child. Right? Like, oh, we can't be in a relationship until he proposes relationship to me. What are you talking about? Somebody has to see relationship in the equation. Hey, boo-boo. Somebody has to see relationship. Just like you have to select the version of your SP that you want. And don't waver from that version, because the more you react, you're selecting a different version of your SP every time. And now they're not even close to how they were when you were first together. They've completely changed, but they didn't change shit. You did. You're the one that changed the version of them by bitching about them, by complaining about them, by doing all that stuff, by constantly reflecting on the bad things they said and did to you. Now you're consistently changing that version. The one who disrespects you, the one who doesn't talk to you, the one who wants nothing to fucking do with you. Well, why do we want that? Why do we want that? Yeah, you need to lock in. It's exactly what you need to fucking do, AJ. Oh. There's also a gutter. Oh, by the way, Julie, we don't call them 3Ps because that implies competition. We call them gutter trash. Okay? Because who competes with gutter trash? No one. He's been staying with her, from what I heard, since the day we broke up. Okay, so what? Gutter trash is real easy for you to get rid of. Okay? Because all you have to do is build the wedge between you and gutter trash. between your SP and gutter trash. So the way you do that is by changing how you identify them. That's right. Gutter trash, and we send them back to the dumpster they crawled out of. Okay? So I only have two hands. Gutter trash, specific person. Honey, usually an ex that you want to get back. So we have gutter trash here, SP here, and you're here, okay? So you want to sit there and say, okay, well, let's see here. I want to, what is it you want to assume? Because this is where we leverage the law. What is it that I want to assume about gutter trash? Because she has to show up based on your assumptions of her. She doesn't have a choice, okay? So, because she's in your reality. So gutter trash here, you can say, no, she's fucking crazy. She's literally crazy. She's fucking pathetic, okay? She's crazy. She's actually completely jealous of me, right? You can say that. And now you have SP here, right? And so you can affirm, you can choose to just say that she's fucking crazy and he hates her, or you can choose to affirm her away and say, you know, he can't stand her. He wants nothing to do with her, right? Everything she does annoys him. And she's gone away. She's completely gone away. Like, he hates her, okay? Because what's going to happen is you're going to build the wedge. And then that's all you have to do, because now gutter trash is going to play her part perfectly. She always plays her part to aid in your manifestation perfectly. She's going to do what you try to do, what everybody else has tried to do, and that's force the 3D. And as you know, because you're living proof, it doesn't work. Okay, the more you force the 3D, you push SP away. That's what gutter trash is going to do, is push the SP away. And now, since you're also affirming for you and Honey Bunny, he turns around and comes on home to mama. That's how that works. Okay? That's how that works. And now you send her back to the dumpster she crawled out of. You will not need to ask. You will not need confirmation. You will automatically get confirmation. You will automatically get the confirmation. Okay? It works very, very fast. Very fast. Because the key is, we send gutter trash back to the dumpster she crawled out of, and then we close that fucking lid and let the dump truck come and take her ass right on out. Yeah. Okay. So it works really, really fast. But you must also see your SP as the loyal, faithful, committed version of who do you want him to be for you? There's no limits. You're recreating. Who do you want him to be for you? You have to select that version of your SP only. Only that version of your SP. And he must conform to that version that you're selecting. And then once you select that version of your SP, now he conforms, now he conforms, now he conforms. And he has to do the things in your affirmations. They can't do the things in your affirmations if you don't see them as that version of them, right? You have to see them as the loving, the perfect boyfriend, right? The one who wants to be with you, the one who is committed and loyal and faithful to you, the one, and all of that. You have to see that version of your SP, because when you do that, then that's the person that's always calling and texting you, constantly spending time with you, wants to be in a relationship with you again. Okay, wants to live with you, wants to marry you, all the good things, because that's the version of your SP that you're selecting. Hey, Ren. I thought maybe you were recreating that. What's that movie? With Danny DeVito and the Schwarzenegger twins. Isn't that the one where he gets pregnant? No, Justin, but I mean, if you're in the business of just dishing out money, you could just head on over and you know, send me a Venmo. It'd be great. That's right. We don't compete. You don't have to literally compete with gutter trash, like, ever. You don't. And so, and that's the one thing that you cannot see gutter trash as. You cannot see gutter trash as the reason you and SP are not together. You cannot view gutter trash as an obstacle standing in between you and SP. Okay, because you have to understand that at any time, gutter trash will leave. She could leave immediately. But you don't need to question anything, because you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And like I said, you will get confirmation very quickly that there is trouble in their paradise. I'm good at it. And I'm good at helping you be good at it too. Okay, we almost had something about I created another church. Yeah, okay, Jessica. So that's the problem too, is if you're creating gutter trash, then that's all you. That's literally all you. Okay? Is somewhere you are questioning things. And this is based on history, right? Oftentimes it's based on history. There's one gutter trash. Oh, thanks, Dawn. Right? And then you guys get back together, right? You get rid of the gutter trash, you get back together. But every time he fucking goes out, every time he gets a text message, you find yourself questioning him again and again and again. And you sometimes may verbalize it, but oftentimes you'll think about it. Therefore, new gutter trash appears. And now you're like, well, now he's just an unfaithful fucking asshole, right? And now new gutter trash appears. Okay, and we don't want that. We don't want that. You know, I'm dealing with a client when it comes to that now because there's only one, and I'm working with her on getting rid of her if she would fucking persist and do what the hell I tell her to do. Then she would get rid of the gutter trash. But then she's like, no, I want to get rid of all gutter trash. I'm like, what do you mean all gutter trash? There's only one. Oh, no, but he told me that if it's not going to be with her, there's going to be another one. I don't give a fuck what he told you. I don't think so. I don't think so. And that's what you guys have to realize is you need to stop listening to what they tell you. How many different ways till the sun comes down do I need to fucking tell you that? Who gives a shit what they're saying? Who cares? You cannot listen to them anymore. You cannot be all in your fucking mind because of some shit that they told you. And that it could very much be real for them, okay? I'm not negating what they're telling you is not real in their life, okay? However, it's real in their reality, not in yours. But instead, you listen to what they say about past relationships or their own personal life, all this stupid shit. You listen to all that stuff and you bring it into your relationship. Now you're justifying shit because of something they told you. Because of something they told you. Over and over and over again. And it's fucking stupid. I think it's bullshit. You need to stop doing that. Okay? Because everything they tell you things. And then you're like, oh my God, this is true. Oh my God, he said this. I hear that all the time. Well, he said this. Who gives a shit? Who cares? Who cares what comes out their mouth? Because that's their reality. That's based on their assumptions. So they're you have to look at it like him telling you something is no different than your family telling you shit, than your best friends telling you anything, than anyone telling you anything, because everyone has their own realities and every fucking body over and over and over again is pushing their assumptions onto you. They're talking, it's called communication. They're talking to you and they're telling you about their assumptions and their assumptions and their assumptions, and you're listening, and you're like, oh God. And now you're watching it play out in your fucking reality. Because you have justified their behaviors and their actions based on what the fuck they told you. Oh, well, you know, he said he has commitment issues. Yeah, commitment with everybody. Commitment with who? He doesn't have no commitment issues with me. I'm the only one he wants to commit to, actually. You know, oh, well, he doesn't follow through on his plans. And, you know, well, he said he's got a lot going on in his life right now. So, okay, yeah, cool. He has a lot going on in his life right now, but not for me because I'm his top priority. And what else you got? I don't give a shit. You need to stop caring. You literally need to stop listening to them and stop caring about what they say. Flip it around and be like, not with me. That sucks that that was his history, but not with my ass. I don't think so. No. He's busy. He has a demanding ass job. Cool. Well, not for me. That doesn't affect my life. He still comes to see me every goddamn day. And, he said this. Okay. It doesn't affect me. Doesn't have anything to do with me. Yep, nope, he absolutely loves me. Oh, he's never seen himself marrying anybody. Yeah, cool. Well, he's never wanted to marry anybody until he met me. Shit. He can't wait to get married to me. See what I'm saying? Everything gets flipped around. It doesn't affect you at all. Whatever he fucking says, mental health issues. Okay. Well, you know what? Oh, he's getting better and better every day. In fact, he's only happy when we're together. He's literally only happy when we're together. Okay. Flipping it all around. Therefore, you don't listen to shit coming out their fucking mouth over and over and over again and letting it destroy your relationship, because all they're saying is over and over and over again something you don't want to hear, and now you justify. And then a lot of you guys want to play the fucking victim. And that's what pisses me off the most. That's literally what pisses me off the most, is you guys get, not all of you, but a fair amount of you, let's be honest, y'all get some fucking kind of sick thrill or some kind of benefit off of being the victim. Spiraling, wavering, beating yourself up, victimizing yourself over and over and over and over and over again. Like somehow that's going to help your manifestation. But it's almost like, would you rather have, and this is where you guys need to think, would you rather have your manifestation, your SP back, or would you rather have fucking sympathy from a community about spiraling? Which one's your pleasure? Because I don't give a fuck. I don't want people freaking feeling sorry for me. I'd rather have my SP. And I'd rather have people congratulate me for getting my SP than feeling fucking sorry for me because I'm a goddamn victim over and over and over again. That's what therapists are for. People go to therapy because they like to be a victim of shit. Don't do that. Stop doing that. You're not a fucking victim. You're not a victim. You're a creator. So fucking create. Put on your goddamn crown, own your power, and get what's yours. Get your SP to conform. Get everything you've ever wanted. Get all the money in the world. Get whatever the hell you want. Have perfect health, have perfect vision, have perfect everything in your fucking life. Because this is your life. This isn't anyone else's life but yours. So stop listening to every fucking body. Stop listening to everybody in your reality when they're all going on with their own lives. After they wanted to give you their fucking assumption and their goddamn opinion, now they've all moved on back to their own realities and back to their own lives, and here you are, letting all their opinions and assumptions affect your life. And now you don't get what you want, and do you think they give a shit? No, because it doesn't affect their life. So you need to stop listening to them. Stop listening to them. Period. Do you understand what I'm saying? You owe it to yourself. They're waiting for you. They're literally waiting for you to let them love you. Remember, let's not forget, most of you are not manifesting a fucking stranger. Most of you are manifesting someone you've been with. So they loved you at one point in time. They talk to you all the time. So when are you going to select that version again? Because if they loved you once, they can love you again. Do you recall that saying? Yeah, where do you think that comes from? Couples get back together every fucking day. So remind yourself that if he loved me once, he loves me again. He loves me right now. He's never stopped loving me. And you need to select that version only. Only. And hold on to that. That's right. He said, till death do us part. Take a look at your vows, for Christ's sakes. If you're married, or you were married to your SP, take a look at your vows. What were in them? Do you think they forgot? No, they didn't. You've decided in your mind to rewrite your vows. So why don't you go back and rewrite them the way they were originally done? Through thick and thin, till death do us part. Hold on to that. You didn't make vows to your fucking self. You made them together. You were talking about your life together. Everything you wanted was together. So hold on to that. Bring that back. I'm telling you, there's no way people forget that. They don't forget that. You need to help remind them of that. And the only way you can do that is here. Is by selecting that in your mind. Going back to that. Do what Flashy does. If you're married to your SP or you were married, go back and replay the wedding that you guys had together. Hell, if you got a wedding video, watch that motherfucker. Remind yourself of the happiest day of your life. Of all the memories, the good ones that you and your SP spent together. Recall those events. Go back and remember certain times in your relationship where you guys were making memories together. You guys were doing fun things together, acting quirky, stupid, goofy together. Laughing, smiling, happy. Even if it was just laying down on the couch watching a good fucking movie and just being silly together. Recall that time, those memories. Bring that version back. It may make you sad when you think about that. But you know what? That's when you affirm through the tears. Because I promise each and every one of you, guess what? You're going to cry on your wedding day too. So tears are not a bad thing, but they're happy tears. Turn them into happy tears. And remember your thoughts when you were in your wedding and you were crying, right? What were you thinking then? This is the happiest day of my life. Go back to that. And if you weren't married, just remember all the great memories that you spent together, all the times you spent together. Hold on to those instead of selecting and replaying all the fucking shit that went on in your life. Stop doing that. You should only be thinking about the good memories that you have. Okay? Okay. I now have a coaching call that I need to jump on. But I love each and I don't want to cry. Because if I continue, I'm going to cry for you. Because it doesn't. I just want you guys to be happy. I want you to be with the ones that you love. And it hurts me to see you hurt yourselves, to stand in your own ways. That hurts my feelings because I want you all. I want to be the only coach in the world that has a 100% success rate. 100% success rate. Because every one of you have gotten what you wanted, the love of your life back. But I need your help. I need your help. I need you to start expecting the best from them. Okay? Because I told you guys, no matter all the other coaches out there, I actually give a shit about you. I care about each and every one of you. And I don't want to see you guys standing in your own way anymore. Okay? All right. Well, now I gotta go dust myself off for my coaching call. I can't get on there and fucking cry. How unprofessional is that? Okay, don't try your best, do, bitch. Okay, I love you guys. I love you, besties. And I will see you all tomorrow and in the WhatsApp group. Bye, besties.